going on, y'all? I'm back. I know it's been a minute since my last episode, but I'm back and better than ever. Got my new friends, my new homies, Big Naz and Big Anthony, man. What's going on? Welcome to the show, man.
What up, Big J? Thanks for having us, dog. That intro was tough. I don't know about you, Ed, but I was rocking to that. I was like, ooh.
For sure, man.
That was tough.
Jay,
Yes, sir.
Really thankful to have us on, man. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, man. We're just like Drake said, we back. From like the song TSU, we back.
Facts. And the famous words of DJ Khaled, another one. Word.
That is DJ Khaled.
I've heard that before.
Wait, so how y'all feeling, man? I know, school semester started, man. Like,
bro, I've just been getting active out there. We repping that Montclair State, hitting the radio station, I let me hear, great opportunities this semester, fellas. Never thought I'd be doing this much.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're a junior, right, Brandon?
No, man, I actually messed up a little bit. I'm a sophomore, 23 years old sophomore, but
that's good, man.
We grinding.
We grinding. And how about you, Ant? So you're a sophomore, right?
Sophomore, that's correct. I'm actually 19, so I'm 4 years younger than Brandon.
Oof,
but
thanks for making me feel old.
But we're the same year, Brandon. Don't worry, we're graduating.
You know what? Like, Brandon, you actually remind me of that rapper, man. Action Bronson, man.
I've gotten that too. I've gotten the DJ Khaled. I got the Action Bronson. They ain't as good looking as this though. So it's all good, bro.
Facts.
I've heard Action Bronson's sports takes. Right, he needs to leave the Knicks and the Mets at home already.
Yeah, I think I seen him at I didn't see him, but I know he goes to the American Dream Mall. He goes there a lot and shops and shit. But let's get started, man. So I guess the first topic is the NBA. I know me and Brandon are big fans of the NBA. I think not so much, but
here and there I watch playoffs.
NBA is the most competitive league out there. I absolutely love it. I know you're shaking your head, but it's anybody's game this year, and I can't wait.
3 teams every year. It's not
shenanigans. It's 2 teams and 2 swapping out teams and whoever the hell LeBron's playing for.
The most competitive league in the league every year. It's the same 2 teams.
Oh man,
that's the exact opposite of most competitive league.
I mean, I guess college basketball is more, more because you don't know what's going to happen in college basketball. I'm a big Duke fan. So I'm a Duke fan when it comes to basketball. So.
And do you not watch college football?
I love college football.
Absolutely. So you just like watching the Bama Clemson and a little bit of Ohio State game every year. Georgia's on the come up for the first time in a while, but come on now.
You watch for, of course, the college football playoff, but I watch Rutgers football.
Sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear.
Terrible for 7 years. We got Schiano back, and look at us. We're back to where we were with Schiano.
Yeah, I went to the game with my homies last week. They played the Delaware. They smashed Delaware, man.
Yeah, man.
I went to New
Brunswick. Michigan State game, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, my friends, they got season tickets, so like one of my friends didn't go, so I was like, "Help, shit."
Fellas, I'm a U fan. We just got our heads kicked in by freaking Michigan State can hold it. But
like when it comes to like college football, I'm an Alabama fan. Roll Tide, man.
Sorry to hear that too. I cannot stand them bums. Unbelievable. It's not even a program anymore. It's just an enterprise.
It's the NFL Farm League. That's what it is.
Yeah, so let's start with NBA, man. I knew we had a lot to talk about, man, for our first episode together as a team. But for the NBA, man, so Brandon, what's your team? Like, who's your team, bro?
Oh, man, I'm a Lakers fan. Before LeBron, Kobe Bryant is the greatest player I've ever seen in my lifetime. I remember Michael Jordan when he was on the Washington Wizards. So, I probably would have liked Mike. I probably would have been a Bulls fan back in the day, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But Kobe being Bryant to this day, nobody played defense like that, and nobody was scoring like that. That man was just an assassin everywhere he went. I don't know anybody else that goes from a second option to a first option, going from Shaq to Pau Gasol, still winning championships. It just speaks to the greatness.
I agree. I mean, I'm a Laker fan too. Actually, I should be a Warriors fan because I was born in the Bay Area, California. So I should be a Warriors fan. But I agree with you. Like Kobe, I was a Laker fan before LeBron came in. Kobe fan, the dynasty. Well, I was like young to even watch them play. I was born in '98, so But I caught like the 2000s. But yeah, I agree, man. So like LeBron, like AD, even though you got Russ. Like, what do you think about the addition, man? The new additions, man.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're going all the way this year, providing that they stay healthy. I know everybody is like, oh, they're too old. But, like, listen, Anthony Davis is the best big man in the NBA today. All right, when healthy. Nobody can guard him, man. He shoots threes. He has a solid post game. Can legitimately guard 1 through 5. I've seen him clamp up point guards. What big man is doing that? Nobody. LeBron James, still the best in the game today. Kevin Durant's right up there. I would say that Kevin Durant is a better scorer, absolutely. But in terms of all-around game, like this man, he's been the greatest player since 2010 in my eyes. Since 2012, I should say. That 2012 Miami Heat run, he's been the best player in the league ever since. Consistency. There's names going each year. Steph Curry, got to give him his props. I love watching the brother play, but LeBron James is an animal. And Russell Westbrook, we got another MVP. All right. And I know what you're going to say, Anthony, because you're shaking your head over here. Oh, he's selfish. It's not going to work out. There's too much ego. Bro, LeBron already sat them down, and they already figured it out. And then when's the last time the Lakers had scoring off the bench, for crying out loud? They got Melo, one of the greatest scorers of all time, at least 15 points. I can't remember the last time that they had it. We running it back, baby. Lakers championships all day.
And what are you going to say about that, Anthony? I know you're wanting to say something, bro.
Brandon Mass. Get your bias out of here. That was the most biased opinion I've ever heard.
Shenanigans.
Let me tell you why the Lakers aren't going to win the whole thing this year. I love LeBron. He's great. He's still great. But he does not have the focus right now that he can take down the Brooklyn Nets. No chance.
How dare you?
Russ is okay. Russ is still great too. AD's phenomenal. But like after those three, you got Carmelo Anthony, like you said, coming off the bench. Carmelo Anthony, spot up shooter.
It's better than anybody the Nets have coming off the bench.
Oh, so Marcus Aldridge. Marcus Aldridge coming off the bench.
He got a heart condition.
Paul Millsap coming off the bench.
Paul Millsap, good Lord, help me.
He's washed up, man.
I don't know if Paul Millsap is necessarily.
Blake Griffin's probably coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
We have Patty Mills coming off the bench, man.
Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, future Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, compared to those bums. He's still scoring, though. That's all that matters. It don't matter. He's going to go up. He's going to post up. He's going to be hitting them little fades. He's going to be hitting them threes. He's still, I'd argue he's still top 10. He's still top 10 in ISO scoring today, man, for crying out loud. He ain't Kyrie. He's not Kyrie, but we are talking about one of the greatest scorers of all time, man. And his game's never been based on athleticism. He's always been athletic, but his game's always been primarily the touch and the skill, man. And that's so I'm not even worried about it. Get out of here. The Lakers 3 can actually be on the court at the same time because they all don't need the ball. There's legitimate. I like role basketball. Everybody know your role. Everybody have your position. I'm not into this whole position, this stuff, because everybody's just trying to do too much. And the Lakers 3 are better together than the Nets 3. And I'm gonna say this right now. Kevin Durant is probably the best player out of all of them right now because LeBron James is a little old. LeBron is definitely number 2. Mm-hmm. AD's number 3. James Harden is 4. Russell Westbrook is 5. Kyrie Irving is 6. We got the better 3. We win in the championship.
I can't wait for that Christmas Day game, man. That's gonna be and they're in LA. It's gonna be rocking. That Staples Center gonna be rocking.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be there freaking.
What was that, AC?
Let me pull up a stat.
Hit us with your stat.
Stats guy.
Harden, Durant, and Kyrie played in 8 games together last year. In those 8 games, they were 6-2, and they were averaging 121 points per game. So the fact that
that's fine. They played no defense.
Hey, they played
no defense. They had the worst defensive rating as a team since they started keeping defensive statistics stats. You need defense to win championships. And you know what? Let's be honest. They got a couple of headaches over there. Kyrie is a bad man. But is he even going to show up half the year, for crying out loud? James Harden is a bad man.
I think
he also got some injuries, a little injury history going on. KD
I think
got a little injury history going on. It's the same thing, man.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I think they're all going to be on this floor. I think they're going to be healthy this year. If they are healthy, there's no one stopping them. You have to admit that.
I mean, I feel like
not stopping them.
I'm trying to. It's hard to keep my bias out of here, but I feel like last year in the playoffs when we lost to the Phoenix Suns, I feel like if AD was completely healthy and LeBron was like, because he had that groin injury throughout the season that kind of lingered him. I feel like we would have. For Chris Paul, me and Devin Booker, props to them. But I feel like we would have edged them. But AD, Frank Vogel didn't. He was in a pickle. Like he was gonna start AD that game because he was limping all game. He shot that free throw. And he was holding his groin. But I feel like if they were all healthy that game, that playoff series, I feel like they would have had the Suns. But tops to the Suns for knocking them out. But LeBron, I saw a report from Vogel. LeBron looks slim. He looks good, like he'd always been. And think about it. Like Brandon said earlier, Russ, obviously I feel like the chemistry has to be there real early, get their chemistry. And even Carmelo was we are wise. I mean, we might be older, but we are wiser. We know how to win. We know how to lose. We know how to keep each other accountable for what we do.
Carmelo doesn't know, man.
He hasn't been on any winning teams, bro.
I mean, he won a national championship at Syracuse. Other than that, what has he won?
Completely different. We were talking about the pinnacle of basketball here. All right, how many guys do we see have great college careers and can never amount to anything in the NBA? It happens all the time. This is a completely different animal. And Anthony, you said that LeBron wasn't going to be focused. Are you kidding me? He wasn't focused last year because he was like, I'm tired. I'm sick of doing all this shit on my bad. All this stuff on my own. All right. I'm sick of doing this all by myself. I finally get help in AD. He goes down. We already won a chip. I'm tired. And you know what? I was very disappointed as him because I know if Kobe Bryant was out on that court, he would have still been killing it. And LeBron put up good numbers.
Yeah,
that's fine. But if you watch that game, he played like a bum. And he better than that. All right. We've already seen him at a higher standard. He was not trying. He was just trying to hit them stats to lower the criticism. But this year, dude, he's coming in. They're going to be, if they're healthy, they're old. Yeah. I understand that. It's the only thing that I see them not winning. And you know what? Let's not forget about the Golden State Warriors.
I agree with that statement. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to be back to where they were.
If Clay is not a dumbass and doesn't pick up basketball before the season starts and hurts his ACL again, I think last year he did some pickup games and worked out and hurt himself. So, yeah. But no, I agree. The Warriors are. That's one of my topics.
I would like to see how Wiseman develops. That's why I want to see.
Wiseman. Yeah, he got hurt. I forgot.
He's just gonna be like a body, he's gonna grab them rebounds, get them blocks. But we were talking about before KD, this was a bad team. This team is giving me reminiscence of when they had Harrison Barnes, Andrew Wiggins, Harrison Barnes, basically the same player to me. Steph Curry is still the best point guard in the game today. It's not even close, frankly. Klay Thompson, it's all going to come down to Klay. How's Klay going to do? This guy is the second best shooting guard in the league today behind James Harden. It's not even close. All right, Devin Booker's getting there. He's on his way up. But still, we're talking about the second greatest shooter of all time behind Steph Curry. They changed the game. They revolutionized the game, fellas. And if the Lakers can beat them, I'm not even worried about Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the Lakers play the Warriors game one of the season. I think that's one of the opening games.
That's gonna be a really fun game to watch.
It's gonna be a really fun game. So yeah, let me I want to get both y'all's reactions on the bubble, man. What was y'all did y'all like the bubble? You think it was a different level of play because of no crowd? Let me hear y'all's. I'll start with Anthony. What was your reaction to the bubble, man?
Well, during that COVID-19 lockdown and really the only sports we had was The Last Dance, I was just ready for some sports. And when the NBA finally announced that we were going to get a bubble, I was like, okay, you know what? If it means I get basketball, fine. I mean, overall, I think the experience without fans probably wasn't the best for the players. I think they liked having the fans in the arena, and of course, we loved going to games. But the product in the bubble, I think those playoffs were some of the best playoffs we've seen in a while. I mean, that Nuggets series with the Clippers, the Mavericks series with the Clippers. I'm sorry, Mavericks series with the Clippers. Any Heat series with the Celtics, like that those series were phenomenal. So I think the bubble, the play really upped the game. I think with the fans not being there, it was a little bit, not as what we wanted, but I think overall the bubble was a very successul operation.
Did you ever feel like were you worried that the season wasn't gonna continue? Because remember when that game when the Bucks didn't show up on the court and for the what happened in Milwaukee with the whole the shooting that happened, which I mean, Chris Paul was at the time was the head of the NBA Players Association at the time, and they all got together and was like, "Listen, like, forget basketball. This is an important situation." And they're gonna cut the season short. But LeBron, they were like, "Yo, if LeBron playing, we playing." But it's like I think LeBron on the podcast was like, they're thinking about going back to LA and going back and just like forgetting about the whole thing. So like, what was your reaction on that? Were you worried on the fact that they were not going to play?
When COVID started, I thought it wasn't a big deal, but what happened to Gobert? Remember what Gobert did? He was touching on the mics and he was like, "Oh yeah, COVID's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna touch all the mics." And then he got COVID like 2 days later. Yeah, I think we all downplayed COVID, and maybe when the lockdown first started, I go, yeah, NBA's gonna be back in a week and a half. It's not gonna be a big deal. But then once the numbers started coming in, you were like, "Oh, I think this is more serious than we thought." So.
So let me ask Brandon, then I'll ask you both questions about because a lot of people were thinking that the Lakers winning the championship wasn't validated because of the bubble. So that's a whole other debate. But Brandon, let me get your reaction on the bubble, man. Like, what were your did you like it? Did you?
I'm honestly by some out in my voice right now. How dare anybody knock whoever won that bubble? That was the most fair playoffs I've ever seen in my life. You didn't have to deal with traveling. You didn't have to deal with hostile fan bases. Everybody was in the same vicinity. They could just chill, and all they had to worry about is basketball. Obviously, they're away from their fans a little. Their families, and I'm sure that was a little rough. But like at the end of the day, fellas, you're making millions of dollars to play a game, which is awesome. We all would have loved to done that at some point, But, look at the Miami Heat, right? They're dogs, man, that year. They go through Philly. They go through the Bucks. They had no business being in those games, I don't know if that necessarily happens in a hostile environment, But, yeah, as for the bubble, I'm not saying I like the playoffs. I love fan interaction. I low key would think, hey, this is the destination. This is where the playoffs are gonna be, in this city with multiple arenas. So this way, players could just focus on it, like the Super Bowl. Make the playoffs like a thing. Like, hey, this round we're gonna be here instead of just going back and forth between the cities, because let's be honest, the jet lag can play a factor in messing with guys' games.
I definitely agree, man, because in the fact that when they were in that the bubble, if a star player on that team messes up and goes outside the bubble, say for instance Zion Williams, he obviously had a family issue to attend to, but they're missing practice, they're missing no training, they're and some reporters that were in the bubble thought it was a weird, because it was quiet. The atmosphere was weird because they were but I feel it you're right. No one should knock off any championship. Yeah, it was weird because we're in COVID, whatever. There's no crowd, but I definitely agree with you. The fact that no one should knock off. It was hard. The Lakers did it. They did it with no COVID-19 positives. I don't think on the team. They did a good job. I think there was no positive test at all after the bubble. I think Adam Silver had a report saying that everything was play it out as planned. But yeah, like you said, Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, like who knows, like with the crowds involved, who knows if they would have made it that far, but they were in the finals with the Lakers. So yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I definitely agree. So like, do you think that so let me see. So like, do you think that like how do you feel about like this the 5-on-5, man? Just like it felt like it was 5-on-5 pickup with the best players in the world, man. Like that's how I thought it was, man. Like
I absolutely loved how you could hear everything. You know, if you would listen to the games without like the substituted like noise with it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the trash talking I was hearing going back and forth. It was raw basketball. It felt like a game down at any local park that has good basketball at it, like the Rucker Parks of the world. Like that's what it felt like to me. You had the best of the best going at it, and with no distractions, just mano-y-mano, R5, year 5. Let's get it. And that's the kind of basketball that I love, man. There's not that extra crap with it. You know, it was pure basketball. Ed, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's just dogs being dogs, you know, going out there and just playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. I mean, I think those players, they missed their families when they were away. Like I've heard a lot of stories about those guys just being away from their families for so long. It sucked, but like what Brandon said, like the way we got to hear the game, we got to like enjoy the game just without any like distractions in the background, just to see 5 guys working as a team, just to drive, get a basket. It's something that we may never get to see again now that COVID's over. But for the time that we did have it, I think it was very special.
yeah, I definitely agree. Like you make a good point. Like players had to sacrifice being away from their kids and families for that period of time, and like obviously family matters. Family is important, and just like I don't know if y'all play 5-on-5 pickup and then pick up in like a gym, but like when there's no crowd, you have to like figure out your own sorts of like like energy. And like without no crowd, like honestly, like you got that like the virtual crowd, but like you have to like feed on your own energy on both squads, and I feel like that's even hard to do. Like, or like I saw a video on Instagram. It was like I think Donovan Mitchell, they were playing was it I forget I think it was the Celtics or something like that, and they were like at the hot tub and they like it was like what up, like I shot 40 on your head like the other day, like. It was weird.
Yeah,
but no, it was cool. It was cool.
I was seeing a story. I think it was Jimmy Butler. I might have read it in like a Sports Illustrated art magazine once. Jimmy Butler was making like a coffee business in the middle of the bubble. Like he was like selling like coffee to like different NBA stars, and they were all like buying it off him. He was like, you know what? I think I might make like a business model out of this. And he started actually like selling coffee after the bubble, and I was like, that's crazy. Like he just went in there, liked coffee, and just started making a business right in the middle of the bubble.
Right. And then like was it the year when was that the year when the Denver Nuggets like lost to the Clippers, right? Or that was the Clippers losing to Denver. Was that when they were up 3-2 and then
I think the Clippers beat the Nuggets and then the Mavericks beat the Clippers. That's what it was, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we got to talk about these Bucks, man. Like they were my my ideas. So like we can't write off the Bucks, man, because they're obviously they're champions. So I mean with Giannis, obviously tops off to Giannis. He did his thing, well deserved ring. But like, what do y'all feel like? Do you think that the Bucks can do it again?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I apologize if I go on a short little tangent right here.
Go ahead, bro.
I heard everybody be like, oh, the bubble, it's that. This entire season was plagued with injuries. Are you freaking kidding me? This Bucks championship was the most least earned championship I've ever seen from a team. Giannis deserved every bit of it. Mike Budenholzer, bum. All right. Chris Middleton, streaky. Jrue Holiday, play defense, man, but for crying out loud, get involved outside of defense. That team was garbage. I don't know how they won. If the Brooklyn Nets are healthy, we're talking about Brooklyn Nets championship right now. If the Lakers are healthy, we're talking about possibly them coming out of the West. It was just, get out of here, man. Nobody wants to hear that. I cannot believe we are sitting here saying the bubble didn't count, but the freaking injury plague season after was completely fine. I've never seen so many giant names in basketball not play for stretches of time. Anthony Davis, best big man in the game, missed 40 or 42 games. I don't want to hear that crap, man.
You bring up a good point. Like, like everyone is trying to rush to the fact that, bubble wasn't a valid championship, but then we had an injury prone season where COVID had a big deal with that. COVID, not being with the team, not being able to be in the gyms because of protocols. And just like we see that right now, like in the NFL, players are getting hurt. My boy Dobbins got hurt.
Don't even remind me. I'm
I'm a Ravens fan, but like Gus Edwards, man. But like that's what every sport, because the COVID protocols, and like you said, tops off to Giannis, they deserve it. But we can't forget about LeBron and AD and Harden, and all these and players, more key players getting hurt. But I want to say for next season, I hope everyone is fully healthy because, of course. But so you don't. So I mean, obviously, I feel like the Lakers are going to get the championship. Not being biased, but I don't know, Anthony. I don't know. You're kind of like, I don't know.
So, I mean, I want to go back to Brandon's point on the Bucks. That's just wrong, bro. I'm a Nets fan, and even though Kyrie got hurt, Bucks deserve that series, man. We did not play well those teams.
Kyrie, he was hurt, but he kind of had a little, what's that weird when you're going through the stadium and doing little what's that, the water he was spraying in the stadium and stuff, the whole rituals and stuff. And then he set out. I mean, obviously he's doing that for social justice and doing that. But even Stephen A. Smith came out, was like, yo, you're getting paid all this money. Why? If you want to do politics, do that. But you're letting the team down by not coming to practice, not showing up to games and stuff. Because he was hurt, but he didn't show up to the games because he was dealing with social issues and stuff that's going on outside the NBA. And instead of you're getting paid top dollar to play ball, and you're complaining about but that's a different story.
Was it 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think he was he didn't show up to practice for a couple games and stuff, I think. But just for that,
in the playoffs,
Smith went on a whole rant.
Not in the playoffs, he got hurt in game 3 or 4.
Oh yeah,
that's what.
During the season, I'm talking about
right. In the Bucks series, even as a Nets fan, I think the Bucks deserve that series.
Shenanigans.
Played really
shenanigans.
Bad.
Dude, your third option was Joe Harris. Your third option was Joe Harris.
Had the highest 3-point.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations.
Terrible in the playoffs.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because he went from a 4th to 5th option to arguably a 2 to 3 because James Harden had a blown out hamstring. Are you kidding me? Of course he's going to be sniping when he has all that space open. He goes to a 2nd to 3rd and everybody's freaking covering him. Get out of here, man. If you guys are healthy, the Bucks don't stand a chance. That was the most shenanigans. That was the most BS title I've ever seen run. I cannot stand this blasphemous right now.
Giannis played out of his mind that entire playoff run. As a Nets fan,
he got called all day, man. That guy's charging on 70% of his possessions. But hey, he is a new fashional face, and the league's all right, this is gonna be our new guy. We're gonna start babying a little bit.
What was LeBron the first 5-6 years of his career? He was just straight.
LeBron got all the calls. I cannot stand. Listen, Giannis ain't never getting the shot, man. Let's be honest here. He's too strong. It's just not happening. LeBron used to get the calls. I used to complain about LeBron getting the calls, right? He comes to LA and all of a sudden the calls are gone. My man used to get more calls than little 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. I say little, I'm 5'6", but for NBA standards, little 5'9" Isaiah Thomas wasn't getting calls LeBron was getting. Giannis starting to get these calls. LeBron doesn't get the calls anymore. This is shenanigans.
Yeah, LeBron, he's been getting he's strong, but he gets fouled a lot, man. He gets fouled a lot, but he's big, man. He muscles people up, but but we can make an argument, or people can make an argument that Brooklyn Nets game or that Brooklyn Net and Bucks series, like the KD, and then they could have won because KD's foot was on the line, and that could have been a 3-pointer that could have like changed the game. Like, and I bet Anthony can agree with me on that. Like that foot was on the line, like or that foot was
on the line. You should have seen in the overtime. In that overtime of that game,
that game was crazy.
Did they even hit a shot in overtime? I don't remember. I don't think they did.
I don't remember.
They were just they didn't shoot well. They shot, I think it was either 0 of 10, I think, in overtime. In game 7, they went 0 and 10 in
they had 1.5 starters, bro, out there. Out of their big 3, there was 1.5 of them.
But you're an NBA player. You should be able to make 1 shot out of 10.
Dude, fair enough.
Still.
Dude, it's Durant. Listen, you can't knock Durant. Durant was balling out there. If he didn't have, y'all see the size of that foot? That was ridiculous. If he has a normal foot, he's behind the line. They send the Bucks home packing. The fact that it was that close with only Durant, the only one being fully healthy out of their big 3. This is why I'm saying the Bucks did not deserve the championship as a team. Giannis Antetokounmpo deserve the championship. Chris Middleton, with your streaky ass, sit down. Drew Holiday, you got to do more than just play defense, man. Don't get me started. Brook Lopez was their was literally their best player outside of Giannis in that series. The team did not deserve it. The only ones that deserved it was Giannis, and I'll give Brook his due. All right, and PJ Tucker out there getting in KD's head a little bit, but even so, that team is garbage. I don't want to hear it anymore. Budenholzer is not a good coach. He makes awful substitutions. Don't get me started, man. I'm already started.
Yeah, you're already started, man. You're already on your rant, bro. No, but yeah, you're right. Like, one crucial play could have send the Bucks back in. But I'm excited for the season. I can't wait because these rookies are coming in. A lot of talent. I got Cade Cunningham coming into the Pistons. Crappy ass team, but
Whoa. Hold on, Big J. I gotta ask you. I think we're saying that the Pistons are a crappy team, right? They got Dwayne Casey. I'm gonna say this right now on here. Dwayne Casey wins that championship if they give him Kawhi Leonard instead of DeMar DeRozan. They give him that same team. Nick Nurse is okay. He's a good coach, but he's not like the only coach that could have won that. Dwayne Casey is a quality coach. I think Cade Cunningham is going to be awesome underneath him, man. The Pistons are not the greatest organization in the world, but like they're on the come up. I think Cade Cunningham is the guy. Big J, what do you think that Cade Cunningham can bring to the Pistons under Dwayne Casey?
I think that actually didn't they get Luka Garza from the center? So yeah. I feel like okay, all right. Let me backtrack a little bit. I feel like they're not a crappy team, but they're gonna be subpar. But I think that Cade Cunningham, obviously when it comes to like NCAA basketball and NBA, there's a lot different pace to the game. But I feel like he's gonna get it. I feel like he can be rookie of the year. Up with Jalen Green and them. But I like it, with the addition of Luka Garza and Cade Cunningham. I don't really know any other players other than they got Grant, right? Jermaine Grant. They're young. They're like the Knicks, man. They're like a subpar team, but they got good players, man. They got good players. Like in Cade, he's a rookie. It's too early to say what he can do, but I like it. He's 6'8". Point guard, he can shoot the 3. That's scary. It's like a Klay Thompson at the point guard. I like it. Young, talented, So we'll see. Plus they're in the East, but the East is getting tougher. So
and correct me if I'm wrong, the NBA is the one sport where rookies have an immediate impact, even more so than the NFL outside of quarterbacks. Because even so, quarterbacks, they still need the help. You got to give them that reps. Where the NBA, kids can just come right in and take over, man. So what do you think?
I think basketball is a sport. It's easier for one player to take over an entire organization. Just so I agree with you there. Like that statement as a rookie, you can immediately come in. But when was the last time a rookie really came in the first season, truly flipped an organization around immediate contender? I don't think it's going to be right away.
LeBron James,
but I give Cade Cunningham. even his rookie year, the Cavs weren't that great with LeBron in his rookie year. They didn't
He
start really
changed
getting
the
good till,
energy
like,
around.
06, 05, 06.
He changed the energy around, man. We've
Okay.
been
Yeah, but they
garbage
weren't
for
winning.
years.
But they
Fair
weren't
enough,
winning.
but here's the thing. I'm gonna make this argument right now. I think Cade Cunningham has a better supporting cast this first year. Jeremy Grant's a dog, dude. We're sleeping on him
Yeah.
because he plays in a small market like Detroit, and it's not, glamorous basketball. They're not really winning games. They're gonna be a young team. They're gonna be grinders. They're not in the same position as the Knicks. I'm not even a Knicks fan, and I got to be honest. I'm really excited to see the Knicks this year.
Yeah.
Those are some
They got
key
that-
additions.
Yeah, they got that
But-
young. They got that dude. Emmanuel quickly. He's nice, man.
For
Nice.
sure. But that's the thing, like Emmanuel quickly is set up to succeed this season with everybody that they brought in. Cade Cunningham's going to go through the growing pains, but I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to have an immediate impact. Dare I say, we could be I don't know, man. This is going to sound a little crazy, but he gives me LaMelo Ball vibes in terms of just immediate impact and changing culture.
Oh, Cade.
Cade Cunningham, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna look at their roster real quick, man.
For who? Charlotte or Detroit?
Not for Pistons. Let me see. Pistons.
Detroit got Killian Hayes. The kid's solid point guard. They just brought in Luka Garza. This kid was really quality for Iowa. A solid big man who shoots threes.
I think I got Josh Jackson.
Is Reggie Bullock still there?
I think Bullock just went back because they just lost Wayne Ellington to the Lakers. I'm not positive.
He's a good addition to our team too.
Absolutely, that guy shot 41% from
We
three.
got Hamidou Diallo. He's a dunker.
Yeah, he's all right. That's the kid out of France, right?
Yeah. He was in the dunk contest a couple years ago.
He's all right. I don't know. It's kind of like the island of misfit toys, but in terms of building power, Jeremy Grant and Cade Cunningham are two solid pieces to build around for the future. If I'm a Pistons fan, I'm excited for what's to come.
Of course, yeah, but you bring up a good point. I like how you said when it comes to the NFL rookies and the NBA, the NBA, I think NFL is 53-man roster, and I think NBA is 15, 16 on a roster. So I feel like it gives the rookie more time to develop. And plus, now if they're not that good, they can go to the G League where they can develop. Where the NFL, I don't think they have a development league to bring up to the NBA or NFL. But you have a good point. That's a good point of how these rookies can they can't really turn around a franchise like Zion Williamson. Obviously he didn't turn it around completely, but Zion, key player, rookie year, kind of did some things. But yeah, I feel as a whole, as an NBA, I feel like we are when LeBron hangs it up and KD hangs it up, eventually we are in good hands with talent, man. We got Luka Doncic. We got freaking Trae Young quickly. We got freaking RJ Barrett, LaMelo Ball, LiAngelo Ball. Yo, he's nice, man. A lot of young talent. So I'm we're in good hands when it comes to the NBA, man.
Jason Tatum is gonna be a star in this league.
Man,
I can't even stand Boston.
He already is. He's already
no, I'm saying this. We're talking arguable face of the league. Good. He's already a star, but everybody keeps on talking about Luka, and Luka is awesome. But, Jason Tatum's up there too, man. I think these two are going to be battling out for face of the league, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. And we still got Giannis, of course. He's still young.
Look at Ja.
Oh, Ja. Yeah, I forgot about him. Ja Morant.
That is a great point right there, Anthony. Everybody forgets about Ja Morant, but that kid is serious Russell Westbrook vibes.
Yeah.
I think he actually
he's a dog,
I think he's learning to make smarter decisions earlier where he's learning I don't have to do everything. The kid's motor is amazing. He's absolutely a dog. He's an athletic freak. We don't talk enough about Ja Morant, man, because he's playing in Memphis. We talk about RJ Barrett. We talk about Zion. Ja Morant is legitimately the second best out of those three.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? When you have a guy on a small market team, started off start off good, but no one really talked about him. Damian Lillard.
Oh my God, absolutely. That's a great point.
That's the comparison I get. I love Damian Lillard his first 2 years in the NBA, and no one knew about him. I loved him. And finally, he started hitting threes from the logo, and now everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a huge Damian Lillard fan." I go, "Yeah." Remember in 2014 when he hit that shot against Houston? Yeah, you didn't know Damian Lillard then.
Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
My bad, fellas. I think it was actually OKC in the playoffs with Paul George and Russ, right? I remember that one.
Games.
Yeah. Is there a player in the NBA more disrespected than Damian Lillard? I don't think so.
Well,
He's very,
by fans and by his own team because they don't give anything around him.
You got to get rid of CJ, man. You absolutely got to get rid of CJ. CJ's not a bad player. It's just CJ's a 3. He's not a 2 in terms of star power. They got to bring in something else, and they don't have much to work with. So CJ's your only bargaining chip, but I don't want to see the guy waste his career there. He's too good of a talent. But Damian Lillard is the most disrespected guy, and that's a great point right there. Where so many times we are guys that are doing okay. But because they're in a major market, we hype them up. We need to remember that there's some guys out there in small teams, like just because like the teams necessarily aren't winning or it's just not glamorous because the brand is kind of dull. These guys are dogs out there. We need to start highlighting these guys more. I'm glad that, Luka Doncic down in Dallas is getting attention out there, man. I'm glad Trae Young's getting attention down in Atlanta's fan base around. They were towards the bottom of the league every year, and now they're up there, man. These guys are selling out games because of these performances out of guys that you're not really thinking of at times because of the small market label.
Yes. I mean, look at Zion. Like, he's kind of like in a Pelicans, small market New Orleans. Like, and look at what he's doing. Like, people are buying his jersey. He's getting that fan support, and people are saying he's gonna if he gets his playing style right, he's gonna be like the next LeBron James because of his size. So now he's a thick, but like he can like slim down and get that muscle. But we are really. I like where the league is going, man. Like with the talent and So that leads me to the next question. So we talk about Ben Simmons, man. Like where? Oh man, I see Brandon's fit. Where? Okay, so if he's not a good fit in Philly, because with the Eagles, Flyers, and with the 76ers, if you're a crappy player, your fans will let you know about it. And no one's knocking off his talent off his defense and his scoring ability in the paint. But everyone's problem is with his shooting. And he's posted videos of him shooting threes in the gym, but that don't matter because that don't count. So where do you see? I want to hear from both of you on this. I know you're not really a big fan of NBA, Anthony, but you know enough about basketball to know this. But where do you see Ben Simmons going and developing? I see him going to the Warriors. Got 2 shooters. He can teach somebody to shoot. Clay and Curry. He can go to Portland. I saw I like San Antonio out west. Where do y'all see him going, man?
He should go to a team that definitely has established shooters. I think Golden State's a good team because there's already guys that can pick up his slack in terms of he can. It's really hard to just teach someone how to shoot a three-pointer. It's not as easy as you think it is.
Right.
But I think Golden State's probably a good spot. He can learn a little bit more about shooting. He probably become, instead of a 2% shooter, he could be a 7% shooter. So he's up 5%. But I think if you got guys like Clay and Curry around him that could shoot, I think that's pretty much where you want him to be.
Yeah, because I think Ben, he wants to go out. He clearly told us the team that he doesn't want to come back. But Doc Rivers on First Take came on with we want to keep him and want to develop him. But no, that's not that if a player doesn't want to come back, you have to let him go. But Doc even said on live TV that he thinks they can win a championship with Ben. I don't. They had a chance last year, man, and Ben fricked up the play, man. But I see Brandon wants to talk, so let me let him talk, man.
I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, this is just tangent night. Is in terms of mentality, what a bum. All right, this guy could be a great talent. He gives early LeBron feels, man. But in terms of the mentality, man, you got to be better. Absolutely. You're playing in Philly. It's already a hard fan base. But, because you're being criticized, it's oh, I'm done. Dude, well, you know what? You deserve the criticism. You didn't score in a fourth quarter, the last playoff series that they were playing in. You're supposed to be the top 2 guy in Philly. Obviously, JoJo's a bigger star than him because he does a little more. But, dude, start working to your advantage. You got to take over the game a little bit. You got to just do more. You got to stop having this wussy attitude of just like, woe is me, and now I'm done with it. I'm out of here. You know what? That's fine. You should be out of there because you're never going to help them win a championship because you're not right for the team with the pieces that they got around you. You're the problem. It's not Philly. All right? Get out of there. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think if he goes to Golden State, I think you got to get rid of Draymond. I love Draymond. I would prefer to have Draymond for this season, but moving forward in the future, Draymond's getting up there in age. I'd rather have Ben Simmons, but that's basically what Ben Simmons has become. He's Draymond after solid defense. He's a solid floor general, but Draymond's got a championship mentality. He's never been one to shy away. He does those rough things where Ben Simmons is just, dude, you're softer than Charmin Ultra for crying out loud, and you're playing in Philly. Sit down, guy. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would like to. I think the only move that makes sense for both organizations, I think swapping him for D'Angelo Russell in Minnesota is the only move that makes sense to me, because they're really missing in Minnesota is a guy he doesn't need to score. He can be a third option there. Anthony Edwards is solid. Karl Anthony Towns is another star we don't talk about because he's Charmin Ultra soft in terms of mentality, but we do not talk about him because he's playing up in Minnesota. Now take D'Angelo Russell. He goes down to Philly. He can score the ball. That's what they need. They need scoring down there. They're already playing solid defense. Doc is going down as a Hall of Fame coach. Some say he's a little overrated. I like Doc personally for what he brings to the table. But I know he can be criticized, and I think that's the only swap that makes sense for both teams. I think getting John Wall off of Houston, that's been in the talks. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense for the 76ers. Obviously, it makes sense moving forward for Houston, but at the end of the day, the relationship is soured. It's time to move on, fellas.
I mean, I feel like you hit the right points, man, and I feel like Philadelphia, the 76ers, they're like when it comes to talent, they're like the Browns, man. They're good on paper. This good players, but they have a good, like, Doc Rivers is a Hall of Fame coach. They got a coach. Like, I mean, so it's like they had to show. I feel like they should keep him until like to a free agency and then move him out. Because I don't know if they strike a deal. I heard several reports that they can have a deal by the next week or 2 weeks from now. So I mean, if Doc wants to keep him for now and then raise his stock level, that's a good point. That's what he wants to do. That's why Doc wants to keep him around to build his trade stock. But there are the Browns, man. Like, I mean, obviously they made the playoffs, the Philadelphia 76ers, but I mean, when it comes to talent on paper, they have like the best probably center in the league, Joel Embiid. They had freaking Redick. They had before. They had a good team. It's just like, a matter about, I'm tired of him. He's making money, man. And the fact that if he sits out, he's losing that money, man. He's like 4-year, $40-something million contract, I think, right now, like active. Like, he's being a coward, man. Like, just show up.
He's supposed to get $33 million.
Yeah, 30.
He's supposed to get $33 million.
Man, if I had $33 million, Brandon Anthony, you know what I would do with that money, bro? I would build me a mansion, bro. I would build me like 5 mansions, man. But he's just like,
my mama's never working again, B. My mama is never lifting. She's not even making a sandwich for herself ever again. But it's different when you have that money.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. First thing I'd purchase if I ever hit the millions. Mama's getting a house. I'm getting a house. Personal chef coming in, bro. Top 3 purchases.
Oh, you're making the
forget
podcast
everything else.
First to all move in.
You know what it is, baby. You know what it is. But here's the thing, right? Big J, let me ask you this. We are in a time where players have more control than ever. They're allowed to speak about their beliefs and stuff. They're allowed to choose what teams they're going to while they're stacked. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. Big J, what do you think, man?
So your question is like what my thoughts are on like players having a say in like in the NBA?
And just in general, mainly the NBA because their player unit is so great, but they're dictating the rules. The owners are no longer dictating, man. It's a level playing field out there. And I'd say the players got more power than the owners these days.
That's a good point because I forget what the podcast show was called. It was Brandon Marshall. I think OJ Cinco. They had this topic. It got heated because like out here they're like NFL players and like they really don't have to say and like what they it's. I guess the difference between NBA and NFL is I think NFL is guaranteed money, so like you have to earn that shit. You have to earn your worth. But I like it, man. I mean, obviously, back in the day, that wasn't the case. Like, because like you back in the Jordan era, because like social media wasn't really a part of that. And I like it. Like, if I was Ben Simmons or LeBron James of the NBA, and I knew for instance, if I was on the bench and I knew my worth, I'm going to speak up, man. I'm going to be like, yo, start me, do something, move me, ship me. And I mean, I like it, man. I like how, I mean, we're all like everyone's so sensitive nowadays on social media, and I feel like with these topics like social injustice and everything, players should stand up and speak what they believe. And I have nothing wrong with Kyrie Irving doing that because But when it comes to like playing basketball and earning that money that you earn, you should just like play. But when it comes like that's like the off court stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like it, but. Like when it comes to NFL and like other leagues, it's kind of like because there's like owners who are like they're like white owners, and like Jerry Jones. I'm not trying to be like like racist or anything, whatever. But like it's true, like Jerry Jones of the Cowboys, and you have to earn your worth in the NFL. But
I will say this. I am, yes, I'm that guy. I grew up Yankees, Lakers, Cowboys. I'm sorry, that's me. I know, bomb, boo, woo. Anyway, Jerry's been better at it. I think he's finally got a better understanding at it. But what do we expect from a almost 80? I don't even know how old he is. We're talking about a very old white male. He grew up in a completely different time. I like that players have a voice. This is who the young kids look up to. I didn't look up to politicians growing up. I barely even knew any. I barely knew who the president of the United States was when I was 5-year-old. You know who I did know the was? I knew who Kobe Bryant was, Ray Lewis, like Derek Jeter, A-Rod. Like that's who I looked up to. I don't like to see it affect their gameplay because at the end of the day, in terms of like sitting out of like games, obviously there's the instance in the bubble that happened with the Bucks and I can't remember the other team.
Yeah, it was I think it was Orlando.
Thank you.
It was Orlando Magic.
Thank you. That situation I completely understood. Like that, like this was just too much. But in terms of when it starts affecting like your job, man, you gotta perform. And here's my thing: that's the biggest platform in the world. Play the game, man, and any chance that you get in interviews, like when you ball out, right? People listen to what you say. Go ball out there and get your message across because you're gonna reach so much more people. People are gonna listen to you more. Stop wasting the platform. Utilize the platform to the fullest extent, man. Just
you're really right, man. So like Anthony, like what do you think, man? Like do you think like do you like the fact that players have their say and like in the NBA and like they're starting to in the NFL? Like how do you like what's your reaction on that too?
Yeah, I mean, of course, players should be able to speak their mind. We're in America. This is a free country. First Amendment says right there, freedom of speech, freedom of protest. You have the ability to go out and speak your mind. Why shouldn't, no matter what platform you're on, you should be able to say what you want, say what you believe in on a public scale. I think sometimes some people can get a little too overboard, and that could just be a little distracting to the team. But I do believe that more often than not, when a player does speak their mind regarding a political issue or a civil rights issue or whatever it may be, it's in the best intentions, and it's always, I think, done very tasteful.
Yeah, the whole era where I think a couple years ago, shut up and dribble. Nah. More than an athlete. That's what it's about, man. You're more than an athlete. You're more just like what Brandon said. Like, obviously playing basketball is your number one goal, number one job. That's what you're getting paid for. But like nowadays, social media is a whole big thing where LeBron, he's like probably like in my generation, in our generation, I think he's like the pioneer of like of that platform. Obviously, he's a big character, a big star. And the difference is like when Jordan was playing and Kobe in his late years, or his early years, like phones and stuff wasn't really a big deal, like iPhones, and now people, it takes one little video, one little freaking live video to get your point across, and that shouldn't really affect, in my opinion, it shouldn't affect the players' paycheck for what they were speaking out. It shouldn't affect it at all, and I feel like we're in good hands with that. So like, how do you feel about both of y'all for this question? Like super teams, man. We talk about like here we go. Jordan, we got the Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. Yeah, LeBron, AD. Now we got Russ. So like, what do you think about these super teams, man? Like, do you think that who do you think started the super teams, man? Like,
they are the worst thing that happened about basketball, and the problem is they've been happening for years. Bill Russell's Celtics in the 60s. That's the first super team ever. They won 11 straight. Basketball's never had a time where there's just been a free-for-all. There's a chance that someone could win a championship. No, it doesn't matter. There's no stacked teams. I mean, look, let's go through the years. You had 60s Celtics. Then you had the 70s. 70s was probably one of the only eras I would say that there was even basketball. You had the Trailblazers one of the year. Supersonics one of the year. I think it was the Warriors one year. Lakers a couple of years. Celtics a couple of years. Then the 80s, there was Magic and Bird. Then the 90s was the Bulls. 2000s, the early 2000s was the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. Then you had, I'm trying to think about the Spurs all the way throughout the 2000s. Then the Heat, and then the Warriors. And now it's the Lakers and Nets. It's just, basketball is never interesting. That's why I've never really gravitated to it more than I have like baseball. Baseball, I feel like there's a new team that wins it every year. Football, there's a new team that wins it every year. It's interesting. There's different storylines. Different teams win. Different players get a championship. I think it's in basketball, super teams have sort of ruined the mold. I think basketball has become stale. I think that's one of the reasons why there should be a little more ways to fix how super teams are made.
So before Brandon, I know he wants to say something real bad, but before he goes off on another rant, now it's like, so let me ask you this, like Anthony, so like, how do you feel about KD was up 3-2 against the Warriors, right?
3-1,
and then coming back
and then
joining the Nets, man. Like people called him cupcake and soft and like snake and stuff.
I was one of them. Like,
how do you feel? Like,
I don't respect people like that, man. I mean, I know that Katie's on my team and I like him for it. I mean, that's fine. But when you lose to the team, like when you go to the team that you lost to, that you were so close to beating, like Kobe Bryant would never have done that. Michael Jordan would never have done that. He would have gone back to the gym. He would have worked their asses off, and then when they got to the same exact position the next year, it would be over. They wouldn't even go to 7 games.
Yeah, now some people are saying LeBron did the same thing when Cleveland went to the Miami Heat, but he didn't lose to that team and then join them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different, but it's the same kind of scenario where people will counter argue that, saying, "Oh, LeBron soft. He had a crappy team in Cleveland with Ilgauskas and that wasn't a crappy team.
Mo Williams,
but yeah, like then he went to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like KD, like you're right. Kobe wouldn't have done that. Jordan wouldn't have done that. He'd been like, "Yo, let's get the team back."
Think Jordan joined the Bad Boy Pistons? Think he did that? No.
Hell no. And that's where I draw the line with like super teams. Like, I mean, obviously, if you can't beat them, join them. But come on. All right, Brandon, let me hear you talk, man.
All right, AC. First off, let me just commend you on that, on saving your point there, because the first half of that, you were killing me. The second half of that, quality tandem, it's just that, my bad, fellas. My old man just walked in the door, had a question for me. Here's the thing with super teams, right? I think that they are good for the league when it comes to the finals. That's it. I like having 2 stars max on a team. It's more there's more spread out. Anybody could win. I'd argue that the NBA, anybody could win any year. The NFL, I got one word for you: New England. All right. They were a dynasty, man. They dominated my entire childhood, for crying out. Yeah, I know, 2 words. My bad. They dominated my entire childhood. So there was no other team. It was just like, oh, who the Pats gonna beat this year? And now it's at a point where it's like, oh, who's gonna win, Tom Brady or Patty Mahomes? That's basically what the league's come down to. I love the what's up,
Lamar Jackson.
I mean, that's fine, but like, we'll get into that. But here's the problem, man, is that you gotta put out like the best product with the super teams. I will say this: it's the best basketball being played in the finals. It kind of kills the regular season, though. I love basketball because of the consistency. I'm sorry, not the consistency, because of anything could happen. Yeah, we get it. But listen, Kevin Durant going to the Warriors was the softest and most impressive thing I've ever seen. And let me explain. It was soft in everything that you named, and I completely agree with that. I think it's a mark against his career, but he went to the best team in terms of record, single season team. They won the most games, beat the Bulls record and stuff. And he became the best, and he was undoubtedly the best player on that team. So I think you got to give him some props there. But at the same time, was his life made easier because he's playing with all this stuff? I don't know, But I do know this. I don't blame him for joining the team that kicked his ass. All right. If he wants to go and start like somewhere else, that's fine with me. Him and Russ weren't getting it done. They should have never traded James Harden. They should have moved Ibaka instead. And who knows, we're talking completely different. LeBron's not held to the same high regards because he lost another one, but I don't know, fellas. It's definitely interesting.
And I mean, I can agree with Anthony too, like with Bear also, and but you gotta admit, like, you can't just there's different rules. You can't even touch a dude in this league without being a foul. Where you can bump somebody and it's not a foul, So it's different generations too, but and there was no defensive 3-second rule in the league back when Bear was playing. Now defender can't sit in the paint for 3 seconds now. But obviously the rules have changed. But I mean, when people say, I hate when people say like LeBron and they started but it's not true. It's not true. It started back in the day with the Bulls, with the Celtics, the Lakers. It's not all LeBron, or whatever. I just don't like how
they were a little more organic though, because they were a little more organic though, Big J, because the teams built them. They got it. The closest thing that I could think to it is Jabbar joining the Lakers, but then they drafted Magic to go with it, so it's really interesting. It's a little more weak in my opinion when you have, hey, I can't get it done over here at LeBron James. I can't get it done over here at Chris Bosh, who was a former MVP candidate. Hey, done ever since Shaq left. And South Beach is a great place that we would love to live in. Hey, let's link up and just dominate the league because our organizations are trash and we can't compete with organizations like the Spurs and we can't compete with the Lakers. So let's just all team up. It's fine when Boston did it. They had KG, Ray Allen. They already had Paul Pierce and they drafted Rondo, I'm pretty sure. But it's different because the team built it. You expect team to make the moves. I think people don't like it because the players are like, hey, I'm giving up on this and I'm just going to go take the easy road out.
Very, very, very true. They were more the organic type. But yeah, I feel with these teams, I'm they're better in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'll let them, have a KD and the Harden match up with LeBron and AD in the playoffs. Man, that's fun to watch. It brings the rating up for the game. That's a good point. So who do y'all see obviously who do y'all see winning the finals, man? What's your finals matchups? Or first, who do y'all see coming out of the East and West first before we get to the?
I think coming out of the East this year, it's probably going to be Brooklyn if they all stay. If all three stay healthy, Kyrie, Harden, Durant.
But look at Miami though; they got Kyle Lowry, man.
No. I think if they're all healthy, no one's beating Brooklyn in the East. In the West, yeah. I think it's going to be a toss-up between the Battle of LA, Lakers and Clippers. I think one of those teams is definitely going to make it. Kawhi's a winner, bro. Kawhi is a winner. I think if Kawhi's clutch, man. If he and Paul George can click it this year again, and then you factor in all the other guys that are there, I think if the Clippers might be a tough matchup for the Lakers. But I'm gonna stick with the Lakers though.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Here's the problem. Kawhi is quality. All right, we're talking top 3 in the league. He's clutch. He's somebody that I would love to build an organization around if I'm an owner in management, whatever, and if I'm in control of a basketball team. Paul George is the most overrated basketball player I've ever seen in my damn life. All right, my man is I swear to God, this was a legitimate stat. When he was on OKC, my man would game-winning buckets in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me? This man is always held on like a pedestal because of how he went to war with LeBron James down in Miami and stuff. That's great. The fact of the matter is right now, as it stands, Reggie Jackson is the second best player on the Clippers, and they still don't even have a reliable big man, and that's what they need. They should have tried to sign Dwight Howard. They should have tried to sign JaVale McGee, but no, instead they decided to go in other routes like they always do. They want to spend money. They never spend money in the right places. And quite frankly, I think the West comes down to how healthy the Lakers and Golden State are. Even if they are healthy, I think the Lakers come out on top. I think Miami's definitely a dark horse that no one's talking about. Jimmy Butler's a dog. He's won the league today. I have him above Paul George just because of his consistency, better defense, and he's a way better leader. And that's the thing, man. You give him Kyle Lowry, I don't know, but I think we all know we're all expecting a Brooklyn Lakers final. What do you think, Big J?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my top 5 from each. Top 3. I'll give you top 3. So out of the West, I see Lakers, Denver when Jamal Murray gets back. He's someone who's not talked about. And Jokic, the Joker, another young talented dude center. Big man that can freaking is scary, can bring the ball up. And I think my third one would have to be Dallas with Luka, man. They still got Porzingis, which he all right, subpar center. He can still shoot the 3.
Needs help, man.
Needs really help. But I mean, they got freaking Jason Kidd, the coach, man, like good coach. And they got Dudley as an assistant coach, really good, well-minded player, respected player on the Lakers, but on the Lakers. My top 3 out of the East is probably going to be Brooklyn, Miami, and Celtics. Is my top 3, and I got the Lakers, of course, and the Nets who battle out in the finals. But we'll see. Like the Christmas Day, mark your calendars, December 25th on Christmas Day, night game. We will see what this finals matchup will be like. The atmosphere is gonna be crazy. Kids are gonna be opening their presents. I'm gonna be watching that game.
Big J, don't forget about the Knicks, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, the Knicks.
Don't forget about the Knicks, man. Kemba.
Why y'all sleeping on the Bucks? You sleeping on the Bucks?
Oh, well, I mean, I give you my.
Dude, I'm sleeping on the Bucks. I'm not worried about it.
I know,
I'm
Matt.
just not worried about
it. You made it pretty clear earlier.
Here's the thing, dude. Julius Randle was holding it down. Julius Randle was holding it down, man.
He was shooting the lights
until
out
Atlanta.
All year, man.
Until Atlanta in the first round.
You add in Kemba Walker, little shot for 20 points at any time. All right. Kemba, 20 points anytime. Evan Fournier is an underrated shooter, plays decent defense. Thibodeau has the best defensive team, not because of the talent, because of his coaching. All right. He gets guys to run through walls for him. He's not saying he's Lombardi, but look what he's done to the Knicks. They're playing defense. Everybody is playing defense on the Knicks. And they got some scores. They actually got Julius Randle help. I'm really excited to see the Knicks.
Yeah, plus they got who's that center? Robinson. He was hurt, right? He's
Mitchell
back,
Robinson is back.
Robinson.
That's
gonna be crazy, man. Like MSG is gonna be rocking this year, man. That's crazy to say, man.
I'm excited for the Battle of New York, but I think Brooklyn still wins it.
I think the Knicks are like where the Nets were, like 3 years ago when they had D'Lo. Well, they had that. The Nets were awful from 2014 to 2019. They were the worst team in basketball. But then they had that one little breakout season with D'Lo, and all of a sudden their fortunes just started to change. I think the Knicks are like that. They had that little season where they made the 5 seed. They were bad for all those years. And now they had that one season where something's different. I think something's gonna start changing in the culture. And now I think the Knicks maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but I think maybe Give him 3 years. I think they'll probably be where you want them to be.
I think the Knicks are legitimately going to be a 3 to 5th seed. In that range.
That's too high. That's too high.
I think I like them better than the Bucks, man. I know Giannis is really good, but Julius Randle can hang in there with them, man.
Come on.
Kemba
Julius
Walker.
Randle hanging in with Giannis. No,
dude. I mean, in terms of like, you know, he's a dog. You know, he's not going to go down without a fight. Obviously, I think Giannis is the better player, but I think Julius Randle has more to his game than Giannis. I just think Giannis does what he does much better. Julius Randle can shoot a 3. Julius Randle can play quality defense. He can attack the rim. And he had no help, dude. He led that team to a 4th seed. He had young RJ. That's it, man. Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I forgot about him, man.
They were getting minutes out of Derrick Rose. The whole ACL tear, for crying out loud. They got legitimate pieces now. They're going to be – yeah, you got Kemba. They have legitimate pieces now. I'm not saying they're winning a championship, but they expect them to be in that 3 to 5 range this year. And I am hating on the Bucks.
I will say top 3 though. No 3.
Yeah. I think that's ceiling. That's absolute ceiling. I mean, I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna come back as a 4th seed. I think this time, if they play the Hawks in that same series, I think they win with the additions that they have. These are giant additions here. The Hawks are not hitting shots like that. I saw Julius Randle have oh man. Somebody help me out here. Their power forward. Can't remember his name, but Johnson, right? Oh man, I cannot remember. For the Hawks power forward.
On what team? Oh, Collins?
Yeah, thank you. John Collins. Sorry, guys, went blank. John Collins is hitting freaking shots with literally chest to chest with Julius Randle. That's not happening, man. You know, the Hawks ain't having a run like.
See, people like I just thought about this too. Like we were talking about Ben Simmons, right? Like if you think about it, Ben Simmons and Giannis play the same way because Giannis can't shoot the 3 ball too, man. But people don't talk about that. But he's the dominant force in the paint. He can't shoot a freaking free throw. Well, we had that freaking weird routine, but like we don't talk about that, huh?
The 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not counting seconds.
Yeah,
they're counting numbers. I hate that. That's the most annoying thing ever. They weren't counting seconds.
But like no one talks about that. Like how like Giannis, like they have the same playing style. Like they're both dominant in the paint. But Giannis, they don't hate Giannis for not shooting 3 ball, like missing air ball and 3-pointers. Like, but they're gonna hate on Ben Simmons though.
It's because he stayed. It's 100. Yeah. This man had the choice. I was saying to the dogs all last year. This is it. Giannis is going to Miami. He's gonna go play with Jimmy. He's gonna go compete for a championship. And the fact that he stayed when his contract was up, obviously he got the chip, so that's it. He's the hometown hero now. He's not going anywhere. But it's the mentality thing. This guy didn't give up. Look at the free throws, right? He's getting dogged in the media for the free throws in the playoffs. So what does he do? He gets in the gym, he practices his ass off, and now he wins a championship because he improved. He said, what I'm doing is at a high level, but it's not enough. And that's what the great players do. And that's why Ben Simmons is a freaking bum when it comes to his mentality. And that's why Philly should get his ass the hell out of there.
That's interesting. So like, Brandon, I think you answered it earlier, but like, so you see Ben going to like the Warriors or like Minnesota, right? So that's where you see him going.
Minnesota. I think Minnesota makes the most sense for both teams.
I feel like it's gonna be Minnesota and Warriors, man, because like you said, like they got good shooters that can teach. They got the best shooter in the league that can teach Giannis or Ben how to shoot. Or I see him going to like Portland with Dame. That's another low-key team. But let's end this segment of the NBA off with like who is the GOAT, man? Is it MJ or LeBron, man? Or Kobe, man? Because rest in peace to Kobe. But like he's like I know. Did y'all see that Last Dance?
Yeah. I only saw the first like 2 episodes.
I watched the whole thing. It was awesome.
It was awesome. It kind of made like looking into it, like, you know, for people we all didn't grow up in that era. But I feel like, I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to not be biased with the situation, but like I mean, I feel like you can't really compare because different generations, different playing styles.
You absolutely can compare. You
think so?
absolutely can compare. All right. I'm sorry for hijacking this on you, but
Oh no, because
listen,
people
man.
think rings is like Jordan has 6 rings, but he look who he had. You know what I'm saying? Look, he had
Well, look
Pippen and
what LeBron had. All right. I'm going to go right now. Anthony
right.
Davis is the best teammate that either one has ever played with. It's not even close. Scottie Pippen is highly regarded in some circles, as he should be. He's a little overrated, you know. He's a player right where he should be. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody's gonna sit there and say Scottie Pippen is a top 10 player of all time. All right. He was solid in the league, but there was guys who, let's be honest, Scottie was on other super teams that didn't get it done. Scottie on his own didn't necessarily get it done. You know, where LeBron James is teaming up with nobody had Scottie Pippen for an MVP candidate. You know what I mean? LeBron James is teaming up with scoring title winners at Dwayne Wade, former MVP candidates at Chris Bosh, man in the league. And Jordan played, I believe it was 15 seasons. Only 13 of those seasons really mattered because the Wizards years wasn't really great. He wasn't a pity all-star like the one year. But even old man Jordan still putting up like 20 points. But here's why Jordan is 100% the GOAT. In 13 seasons, he accomplished more than LeBron has. All right, LeBron's been playing for 19 seasons, still chasing Jordan. All right. 60 major accomplishments. You add it all up. First team defense, MVPs, defensive player of the year. Jordan has 60. LeBron James is in second place with I think it's about 42. All right. And he did it in so much less time. LeBron's just now catching up to him. And even if he catches him, it took you so much longer to do it. And listen, everybody needs to stop disrespecting Kobe Bryant because, oh yeah, LeBron's accomplished this and that. But let's be honest right now. Kobe Bryant was a better scorer. Kobe Bryant played better defense. Kobe Bryant had a killer mindset. I would take Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter over LeBron James any day of the week. And those right there are three major facets of basketball. So why the hell is LeBron James better than Kobe if Kobe is major aspects? What, because he passes better? Congratulations. He had better teammates to rely on.
Yeah. Anthony, you want to piggyback off of that, or like what do you have to? Would you say like those three on Mount Rushmore? Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan. Like you think that's that's
those are definitely. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even put Kobe.
Those are fighting words.
I think Tim Duncan could be in that top three.
Put Kobe on the Spurs. Look what would happen. Are you kidding me? Put KG on the Spurs. He gets the exact same things done that freaking Tim Duncan.
2-time MVP.
Sit down.
Mr. Fundamentals.
Great. He's played
so nice.
Kobe Bryant
had that grindstone mentality. Wouldn't talk. He would just go out there and do his job. And that's why he dominated Kobe Bryant for so many years.
And give Kobe Bryant those teammates. Kobe got to play with Shaq. That's awesome. But who's the second best player on that team? I bet you can't even name it. Derek Fisher, congratulations. All right, Rick Fox, congratulations. All right. And then let's fast forward, right? You go from playing with Shaq, in my opinion, the greatest center of all time. All right. It's between him and Jabbar. But I just think that Shaq played against like a little better competition in the day. I think there was more centers at the time that gave him a run for his money, right? But going from Shaq to is absolutely the biggest drop off in swapping out I've ever seen in my life. Lamar Odom was putting up around 17 points a game. That was the second best player those years, right? You know who was putting up 17 points, Dan? Mo freaking Williams on the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
All right. Give Kobe Manu Ginobili off the bench. Give Kobe Tony Parker. Give Kobe Greg Popovich. Obviously, Kobe got to play with Phil Jackson, the greatest coach of all time. But give Phil Jackson the pieces that Popovich was working with. Give him the Admiral, for crying out loud. Kobe's never played with big three. It's only been him, and let's be honest, playing with Shaq is a lot better. Shaq didn't carry Kobe. If Shaq's putting up 30, Kobe was putting up 28. All right, they complemented each other. It's the greatest duo of all time for a reason. All right, absolutely. Tim Duncan is kind of I'm sorry, man. He's a great player, but he's overrated. Put KG there, they get the same thing done.
Cage, nah.
A former MVP was holding it down,
But
big ticket,
Tim
man.
Duncan bought into the mentality. You see others, but since Tim Duncan left, look at all these Spurs players that have just been like, I can't stand Pop. Or look at Team USA this year. They were all like, oh, Pop is such a hard ass. It's part of the era, of course, but I think Tim Duncan bought into that Popovich mentality, and that's why he's one of the greats, because he went in there every day and then he became a great player.
I don't think KG had the chance to buy into the mentality, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, Big J, but
You're muted.
my bad. Damn thing. KG never had a chance to buy into the mentality, man. You know, he's playing up in Minnesota. He had no help. His second best player was Latrell Sprewell, for crying out loud, and he was there for a little bit. Both are kind of headaches, man. The organization's not doing anything to help him out. So, of course, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to look like a star, and then I'm going to party it up because I know we're not winning a championship because you guys aren't doing anything. I'm talented enough to be an MVP player. That talent still would have been there if he's playing with the Spurs, but he would have bought in more because I actually trust the coach and the organization around me to help me win the damn championship. Big J, how do you feel?
Shit. Put LeBron on a Greg Popovich team in Popovich's prime. LeBron's getting more rings, and he probably gets around 6 rings. Because probably he's back to Anthony's comment about like the USA team. Like the reason why, like I definitely agree. Like the players were complaining about Popovich, but the reason why is because Popovich, the way he coaches his players is. They play pass first offense. They have amazing ball movement, and you have Damian Lillard, you have Jason Tatum, you have all these ball dominant players. They're all selfish when it comes to the basketball. And I mean, obviously it's USA basketball. It's not like the actual NBA, but like that's the way they play. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Popovich is. When it comes to developing like Tony Parker and Ginobili and Tim Duncan in his prime, I feel like Greg Popovich is like Bill Belichick of the Patriots, man. Like they built the same, they kept the same core around for so many years. No one left. I think now Tim is an assistant coach for the team. And that's how I think about it. You put LeBron on, take the areas out. Put LeBron on freaking the Bulls. They're winning championships, bro. And the way that LeBron's built, he can muscle them players up, man. And there are some big players in that league in that time era. I mean, that's how I feel about it, man. Like Greg is like the Bill Belichick of the NBA.
That's a great point right there, Anthony. Do you not think if you take Aaron Rodgers and threw him on the Patriots that he's not winning championship after championship with Bill Belichick?
We'll see. I mean, I think
Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback talent.
They definitely win 1 or 2. Yeah. I mean,
dude, I think
Aaron Rodgers is not really a winner. That's my thing. He
in
his earlier career, and since then he's choked plenty of championships away, plenty of NFC championships. He hasn't made a Super Bowl in almost 10 years.
Absolutely. That's fine, man. Winner. But look where he's playing, man. Put him in New England with a good coach. Dude, he's playing with Mike McCarthy.
He's had good teams. You're saying that Green Bay's never had good teams. He's had plenty of great opportunities.
I'm not saying that he hasn't had good teams. I'm saying that Bill Belichick can get more out of a bench player than most coaches can get out of. And that's my thing, man, is that give KG a better coach. He goes, plays with Doc. He wins a championship, for crying out loud. KG, I can't even name who the coach was that was on there. I don't think anybody can. Like a diehard basketball fan.
Was it Flip Saunders? It might have been Flip Saunders for a good bit.
I have no clue, Big J. I got no clue. But give Kobe Bryant and Greg Popovich. He gets the same thing.
Right,
because he was already playing under Phil Jackson, playing under Popovich more.
Or put Brian on Phil Jackson's team, man. Like, I mean, LeBron, he's had good. I would say average coaches. He had Tyronn Lue. He had whatever, but he never had really a good coach. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kobe Bryant couldn't get former
Eric
MVPs to
Spoelstra.
come with him, man.
oh yeah, okay.
Eric
I forgot.
Spoelstra's a great coach.
I forgot.
The best coach in the league right now, Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Best coach in the league. That man is so underrated.
But come
All
on,
right.
David Blatt. Come on, man.
Dude, David Blatt didn't even have a chance.
Right.
LeBron blackballed him. We talked about how good this guy was coming into the season. LeBron doesn't like him. Listen, let's be honest, late coach and late GM is an actual thing at times, all right? It's LeBron's running the show. And look, Tyronn Lue starts running the show. LeBron's dipping. He listens to Spoelstra. Spoelstra's telling him too much what to do, I guess. Boom, dipping back to Cleveland. And it's just like that's the thing, man. He has control of who's coming in. And Eric Spoelstra is a coach that I would kill for my organization to have. More than LeBron James, only for the fact that, yeah, I'm saying as it stands right now, LeBron James is – we're going to start declining, man. You know, Eric Spoelstra is a phenomenal coach. No matter who you bring in there, he's going to get results out of, fellas.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Eric Spoelstra is now the longest tenured NBA head coach. It just happened a couple of months ago. I think
did Pop retire? Did I miss that?
Pop's right. Sorry. No, it was Pop, and then I think maybe who's the Mavericks coach? He just retired.
Well, it was Rick Carlisle, but he went to the Pacers, I think.
Yeah, but he's not tenured there anymore. So technically, he's not the longest tenured coach.
Yeah, no, he means like same team. Yeah, outside of Pop,
yeah.
I believe
that's how I think it's Spoelstra. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's the second tenured coach in the NBA because the guy is quality. Look what he did with that Heat team. Jimmy Butler had no right to do what he did in the bubble.
Right. Big facts. Well, speaking of like NFL, let's get to the NFL, man. Like, fellas, let's go on the round table and go around our favorite teams, man. I know me and share the same team.
Man. We are
big truck, baby.
Big truck.
How about you, Big Brandon? Who's your squad, bro?
Dude, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Damn. You know what? Yeah. Leave the podcast, bro.
It's not real, fellas. I know. I'm sorry.
In
my defense, I never saw a championship. I know nothing but a second round knockout. I know nothing but Tony Romo breaking my heart year in and year out. But I will say this: Des Bryant made that catch, and if you disagree, your mama don't love you because you're just a liar. That's it. Like your mama, no mama's gonna love a liar, you know. So
yeah,
that's it, man. You know, tending this year, I don't think we're getting there. I think we win the NFC East. I think Dak. I've been saying this forever. Dakota Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. All right, he's better than Lamar Jackson.
Who? Who?
Dakota Prescott is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott.
That's just
nah.
He's so good because he has so many weapons around him. Give him a shit offense like
shenanigans.
Baltimore, he's gonna be terrible.
He had it.
You're wrong.
He had it. He absolutely had it.
Give him terrible offense like in Baltimore.
His rookie season, dude. Look how efficient he was with the ball. His only
he's
problem
in the backfield running for 1,600 yards.
Dude, that's fine. But listen, Lamar Jackson does not throw back. Dak Prescott cannot take off like Lamar Jackson, but can still take off. And Dak Prescott is more safer with the ball than Lamar Jackson is, especially when he runs. Because I saw your boy's 2 fumbles against the Raiders, bro. Get at me. All right. He's a little reckless. He doesn't throw a great football. That's why people were like, oh, he should be a wide receiver. I thought that was shenanigans. The kid can make plays. He should absolutely be a quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's in that 7 to 6 range for me. Dak Prescott is in that 5 to 6 range for me. Slightly better. If I had to start an organization tomorrow, I'm taking Dak Prescott over your boy in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, all day.
See, I was going to ask you, like both of y'all, what were your reactions to Week 1, like Monday night game, man? That was a crazy game. I mean, we should have beat them by a lot, but Raiders, I mean, they got Durant Waller, which was a former Raven.
That loss
He was trash in Baltimore, but he got,
he was drug
addict, alcoholic and stuff. But he got his stuff together.
He was on other stuff.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be probably. There's more games on the slate of the. It can be game of the year.
Here's the thing. I think the Raiders are legit, man. They look
They're legit. I mean, they got a
really
good. Yo, Stephen
Really
A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith. I don't think he hates Lamar Jackson, but he thinks like he puts Derek Carr in the elite conversation. I mean, I don't think he's elite. No.
Aaron Rodgers should have went to the Raiders, then they would have been contenders.
Hey, next year, man. Next year, I think they're going to, or he might go to San Francisco next year.
I think he's going to the Saints.
That's another option too. I mean, or that Kansas City Chiefs game. That was probably a game of the year too.
Yeah.
With the way like we were down by like 11 points in the fourth quarter. Lamar had 2 picks to Tyrann Mathieu. No one thought Lamar could have done it, but I mean, it wasn't all Lamar. It was that rookie that knocked the ball out of Clyde Hiller's hand.
Odafe, man.
Odafe.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. You can mark it now. Screw Micah Parsons. It's Odafe Owe.
Yeah, like I don't want to piss Brand off. But I hate how Lamar critics. Okay, he can't. Okay, he can throw the ball, but his rookie season, right? He led the league with 36 pass touchdowns. That's the year he broke Michael Vick's record, and that kind of overshined what he did as a passer. But wait, Brad, before I know you're getting ready to talk, but hear me out. Like, even Anthony can agree with me. Like, and I shouldn't say that as an excuse, but like, give me the same receivers as KC. Give me Tyreek Hill. Give me Andrew. He's a beast. But give me a Kelsey. Give me a good. I mean, we have Dobbins, but he got hurt. Give me some more pieces. Give me a solid O-line. And, I mean, Lamar is progressing with his time in the pocket. Because, we have, like, Ronnie Stanley back. He was hurt half the year last year. We're getting Nick Boyle back, our blocking tight end. We're getting Bateman, which we haven't even seen his speed, but he's a speedster. Groin injury coming back. And, like, Lamar, he has a good arm. Like, it's just like all my friends, they're like, oh, he's not an elite quarterback because he can't pass the ball. He's more of an elite running back. Which, yeah, if you can't beat him with the arm, beat him with the legs. But what are people going to say when Lamar is a good runner and a good passer? Like, what are they going to say? He's going to be – I think he's already elite with Mahomes. Mahomes, he has a ring. But give me good top 5 receivers on the team, and we Gucci, man. But I don't know, Brandon. I think you're kind of going to disagree with me, man. Like,
I think Lamar Jackson's a little too careless with the ball.
That's true. Yeah.
I think that will come in time. I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, fellas. Like, Lamar Jackson is a great player. He's a top 10 quarterback. But when I say elite quarterback, I mean top 5 in the league. I think he's hovering right outside that. I think it's going to come. I absolutely think it's going to come. But I think as it stands right now, especially with like the age difference between them, I personally would go with Dak Prescott. I would take Aaron Rodgers. I would take Russell Wilson. I would take Patty Mahomes, absolutely. And you can't even count out Tom Brady. I think those are my top 5. And what's his name has to be included in that conversation. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Okay, so Dak is in that, like I said, 5 to 6 range. I think it's between him and Josh Allen for that spot. I think Lamar Jackson's right outside of that. I think just in terms of talent-wise, yeah, Lamar Jackson it's kind of the second coming of Michael Vick. He's fun to watch. He's really exciting. He's great for the league, But
I think he's already better than Vic.
What's up?
I think he's already better than Vic.
I don't know about that. Dude, did you see Vic? Because I grew up with that. It was the greatest thing in sports.
I was Vic's prime. I was probably like what, 2 to 5 years old. I
got to be honest. I can't even name a receiver that Vic was working with. To be
was it Roddy White on that team? Was it not Roddy White? I'm thinking of.
I got no clue, man. I can't even name a receiver. So who was he working with? They had a decent running back. I remember the guy Dunn was a real power running back for them. Was running through guys, but still not like really elite. It's not like he's playing with Emmitt Smith out there. At the end of the day, some guys are just situational guys. Oh man, you guys are gonna hate me for this, especially with all the crap that's going on with it. I think Deshaun Watson's better than Lamar Jackson too.
No, I think you're right with that.
You know, so
No,
I think you're. I think he's top 10, but you know, if you're starting an organization, Anthony, Big J, who are you taking before Lamar Jackson? You got, you know, you need a quarterback.
all
Not
right,
in
so,
Baltimore. Not in Baltimore. You got a new city. Let's say you got an expansion team. Anthony, who are you starting a team with before Lamar Jackson?
all right, Mahomes for sure. For sure, I'm taking Mahomes over Lamar. I love Lamar, but Mahomes is just he's the best player right now. Josh Allen, yeah. I would have to include Tom Brady. Like, why wouldn't you? He can play for another 3 or 4 years if you really think so, and he can win you a championship in that time because he's just a winner. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't take Dak over Lamar. I'm sorry. I would have to take Lamar over Dak. Just based on that talent. I think Herbert, maybe in a couple of years, I would love Herbert. I think Herbert's play style is perfect for the NFL. Give him the right offensive coordinator, and he could be a superstar on the Mahomes level in the same division.
That's a take right there.
Yeah, but I think there's not much I would take over him though. That might be it.
I mean, yeah. A quarterback other than Lamar, if I new team, new city, I would have to, I mean, I can't go wrong with Mahomes. But I would start a freaking franchise with Lamar. Give him pieces, give him a solid O line, give him some running backs. Like he's good, man. Give him a O line to give him time in the pocket. Because Lamar, I don't know, man. But I forgot about Watson, man, with the whole situation.
Yeah,
I feel like where Deshaun's at, he has a better arm, better accuracy with the ball, throwing the ball than Lamar. But agility wise, and like this dude is juking out people left or right, bro. And like I said, if you can't beat him with your arm, beat him with your legs. And it's just the same like with the NBA. Like, you see Steph Curry was a pioneer of the three ball, right? In the NBA, like in this current modern NBA. Just like Lamar Jackson to be the trendsetter in the whole running back, dual threat, quick QB, you know what I'm saying? And Mahomes.
I don't know. I mean, we already saw that though. We saw that with Vic set the foundation for it, right? They started working on it in college. Tim Tebow was awesome. He wasn't always a great passer. He was a great runner because his build, he was running through guys. That guy was like a tight end with solid speed out there, man. And he could throw, but he wasn't like a Joe Montana type guy. He wasn't an Aaron Rodgers, but the trend's already setting. It's just we're seeing the evolution as we know it. You're always going to have those pocket passers, those elite pocket passers. Your Peyton Mannings. You're always going to have those guys. But now we're seeing that athletes in general are just getting better, and teams are taking more risks. I like that my quarterback could run, but I don't like that he has to rely on it. Like I feel like Lamar has to rely on it because then you get into those RG3 situations where this guy's taking more hits.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I prefer Dak. Dak is a lot smarter player than Lamar to me. And it's just because he takes better care of the ball. He averages less interceptions. All right. And, we've already talked about it. Lamar fumbles, because he takes so many hits.
You do bring up a good point. Me being a Ravens fan and strong Lamar Jackson fan, like I am. Okay, so like I am a little worried about he might get hurt, but obviously he's been in the gym where he can get his legs get stronger. But like I don't know, like just like the NBA, I think we are in good hands with like the league of like different quarterbacks. We got like Jalen Hurts. We got these Mahomes, Lamar, Burrows. Who else?
Tua, Herbert.
Tua. He's hurt though, but
I'm not a huge Tua guy, but
I don't think Tua's
I'm
an
Alabama fan, so I like Tua. He's nice. But like I don't know, like you can't really like hate on Lamar because he doesn't have a really good arm, but look at he has Marquise Brown, he has Sammy Watkins, but like they're not really. I mean, Marquise Brown, he had a good game like against the Chiefs. But like we need like give me a D Hop, give me a DeAndre Hopkins, man. And we can't forget about Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah,
Kyler Murray, I forgot about him.
Unbelievable.
He's doing his thing, man.
That's that small market I've been talking about all night, man.
Yeah, Arizona's been a bad team in the past couple of years. Well, not these past, but like
before Kyler. Before Kyler.
Before Kyler. Yeah. And but I feel like and I think Lamar was on a podcast, Ravens podcast, and he was like,
I remember that. I listened.
He wants to retire in number 8 and number 1. He wants to be a Raven for life. Hopefully. So Brandon, let me ask you this, man.
The purple.
Right. He wants to be like a Tom Brady, man. He wants to be, and I feel like the fans love him, the staff loves him, his players love him, and that's what it's all about. So Brandon, let me ask you this, man. Do you think that Lamar, after what you said about Lamar, do you think he deserved that money, like that contract, that Mahomes contract, or around that, kind of like
Yeah, because and it's strictly because we've seen. Let's look at the Browns for instance, right? Drafting a quarterback is one of the hardest things to do in the NFL. It doesn't matter how many chances you get; you don't always get your guy. When you have the chance to lock up a top 10 quarterback in this league, you absolutely have to do it because there's no guarantee. There's limited spots out there. There's 32 other guys starting at the position, and those 32 guys, it's so hard to crack the top 10. So when you get one, you gotta hold on to it and never let it go. The only reason why you let it go is if one, you're ruined the relationship because you couldn't get anything over it, or two, you're bringing in a better talent. Like I said, you don't give up Lamar Jackson unless it's Patty Mahomes, it's Deshaun Watson, I wouldn't even say Aaron Rodgers just because he's older, but if Aaron Rodgers was younger, yeah. The only reason I'd ever give up a Lamar Jackson is a young guy who's right now around the same age and that is better than him. He's young, he's still developing. He's already top 10. What is this, like his second season?
Well, Lamar with who?
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson, I think it's his
third.
He played he was behind Joe Flacco
but he started towards the end of his rookie year. Then second year was the MVP season.
So I feel like
last year, and this is fourth season.
My bad. That's what I'm talking about. It's only his he feels like he just came in last year, for crying out loud. Like he's been here for a relatively short time. He's already shaken up the league. I gotta go with him for longevity reasons, but for one season, I can name at least. I just named 7 guys, I'd still take Dak over him going down the line because Dak's still relatively young, but he's a franchise guy. He's a franchise talent. You got to stick with that when you have it because they don't come often, especially in the NFL.
They don't. And plus that, well, Dobbins went down, but that Lamar and Dobbins connection, man, like that running back. Because I feel like the Ravens, and Anthony can correct me if I'm wrong, but we weren't really known for our offense. We were known for our defense. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, ball hawkers, man. And then our offense started picking up when Joe Flacco came in town. He started throwing the ball deep. And then Lamar, he kind of made our offense exciting to watch. Like our defense was always stacked. Good old line. We had nada.
If you look back from 2001, the year after we won the Super Bowl,
right?
2008. The Ravens defense was some years, I think 2006 might have been better than 2000. They were just so good, but just the quarterback play and their offense was just so abysmal. It was probably in the bottom 5 of the league every year in those years. But if they just had a mediocre offense, they would have won at least 2 more Super Bowls with Ray Lewis.
Facts. And I feel like I said, Lamar made people want to watch he made Ravens fans excited more for the offense because we were known for our defense. We weren't really known, and we would we were dogs on defense. But like I said, if you get a not raw talent, but a good talented quarterback, I feel like the Ravens should lock him up. But the one thing is Lamar doesn't have an agent. That's another issue.
That's good for the
He's
team.
doing it by himself, but
That's good for the team. That's good for the team. We can get him cheap.
Yeah. So how many years do you think that Lamar will? You think he'll sign that long-term 10-year contract? Or
No, I think it's gonna be 5 years,
5 years,
maximum 6.
Okay.
That's what I've been hearing. Like what the length's gonna be.
Right.
But I don't think they're gonna make a deal until maybe after the season. I think.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, Anthony, like, what do you think is holding back Lamar's contract deal? Because I think that for being a true Ravens fan, I feel like Lamar, in order for him to get that bag, like the Mahomes bag, he needs to prove that he can get deep into the playoffs. I mean, he got past last year with the Titans, but like the Bills, I mean, it was a good matchup, but like he has to prove to me he can like get past and make it to the AFC Conference Championship, and then he can get that back.
I think even those playoff losses aren't solely on Lamar.
Yeah, they weren't really. No, you're right. You're right.
The Titans lost. The coaching was really what the problem was, other than Lamar.
Right.
I think the Bills lost. That was more of just players weren't making plays for him. Justin Tucker, I think, missed 2 field goals. Marquise Brown had a couple drops. The line wasn't blocking that well. It just the players around him just weren't playing well for him.
Yeah, that dude McCary was like hiking the ball too deep.
The playoff loss I think was solely on him was that Chargers loss in his rookie year. That was it. I think Titans loss and the Bills loss shouldn't solely be put on Lamar.
Right. I mean, well, people can say that game-ending pick 6 from the Bills, that was his. I mean, people are gonna say they're crap, man, but. Yeah, man, I feel like, we are in like good hands with like quarterbacks. Like, I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I mean, I know what's going on, but I don't know if he's going to be playing anytime soon. I don't know.
That's such a weird situation, man. And real quick with Lamar Jackson, I think the only thing that's holding it up is, hey, we got a generational talent right here. We got a top 10 guy, but he's a little careless and he takes unnecessary hits. So we were kind of afraid of locking him up for that 5 years, giving him, 120 guaranteed or what have you. And then, boom, takes the wrong hit and our money just went back. At that level, the only ones that really get guaranteed money of that value these days. And I think they're worried about their investment. So they want to see better play. They want to see him taking care of the ball and himself a little better. They're looking at it as a long-term investment, and I don't blame them necessarily for that. Doesn't have an agent. That's definitely going to work out for the team. I'm sure you guys are happy about that. But yeah, man, with the Deshaun Watson case, like, it's so hard to even talk about, man. I don't know enough about it. I don't want to sit here and say that, like, we got 20 plus people who are claiming to be victims. Somebody's got to be telling the truth. That's just too many people, but nothing's come of the investigation yet. I saw that the lawyer who's prosecuting is neighbors with the franchise owner, and he's already had problems with said owner because he necessarily doesn't want to be there because they got rid of D Hopkins, they got rid of JJ Watt, and he's just like, you guys aren't making us better. So this whole thing is just really weird, and people, I don't blame people for being afraid of even speaking on it because it's such a touchy subject, and nothing's come of it yet. I don't know if it will, but like, as we know right now, he's allowed to play. The only reason why he's not playing is because of the Texans. I don't know what they're thinking right now because you already have him on the team. So like, your public perception is already shit, excuse my language, but it's already bad, man. Like, so whether or not he plays or not, like, you already have him rostered. Like, your team's already looking bad. You might as well start winning some games if you're going to leave him until more comes of it and then handle it accordingly, or take the loss. If it was about distancing yourself with it, you would have cut him already, or you would have took a loss and traded him. They were asking too much. It's like, hey, because of these allegations, but we're not letting him go unless it's 2 firsts and 2 seconds, which is basically the equivalent of like 5 first-round picks in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, they got blown out yesterday by the freaking Panthers on Thursday Night Football. But Panthers, they're like 3-0. But I mean, look at Darnold. He was on the Jets. Really didn't do crap for the Jets. But I mean, that's the Jets, man. But I mean, obviously he's on a better team, better coach, better players. But Texas, they got to get together, man, because like I mean, I don't know who's in their conference. I forgot who's in their conference, but I mean, who cares, man? I don't know, but it's crazy, man. Like, so, okay, so who do y'all see? Like, who's your Super Bowl pick for this year? I know it's too early, but early predictions are good, man. Like, who do y'all think?
Kansas City. I listen, until somebody proves that they can beat Tom Brady year in and year out, I'm rocking with the GOAT all day. That is just too much firepower. They brought back every starter. Until somebody proves that they're going to knock these guys off, even with Patty Mahomes, I don't trust their defense, KC's defense. You got to rock with the GOAT, man. AC, what do you think?
All right. So in the AFC, it's probably going to be the Chiefs. I mean, as a Ravens fan, it pains me to say it, but I really think Mahomes is going to get back there. And it's just because his team's too stacked. He's got Kelsey, Kill. I think Edwards-Helaire is going to have better days than he had on Sunday, but that O-line now, Orlando Brown Jr. came in. I think their offense is poised for another huge year. Their defense could use some work. Their pass coverage is not really that great, and their run defense was really bad. I think they got to fix the defense. If they can do that, I think it's going to be an easy sail to the Super Bowl. On the NFC side of things, yeah, like Brandon said, the Bucs didn't lose a single starter. I mean, and they won the Super Bowl last year. That never happens. But you also got to take into account, look at those LA Rams. I think they obviously they could definitely pose a threat to that Bucs team. I think with Stafford in the mix now, I think that defense with Aaron Donald, I think the Rams definitely have a shot. It's any given Sunday too, like the playoffs, man. Any team can win on any day. I think Stafford hasn't had the playoff success yet, but if there's a year to do it, it's this year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the problem with the Ravens, man. It's just like the injury bugs, man. It's just killing us, bro.
What are you guys doing in practice, for crying out loud?
I think he's going full throttle, man.
Yeah, that's a problem, man.
But Dobbins got hurt in the preseason game, though. Gus Edwards got hurt in practice. I mean, we had a big
Marcus Peters, too.
Marcus Peters.
Back-to-back plays. What are you doing at practice?
I don't.
But they were both non-contact. They weren't
non-contact.
They're both they were cutting. I mean, there's nothing more to it.
It's just like, I mean, I don't want to say that as an excuse for us. I mean, we're like 1-1, but like the season, we can't. It's hard to judge a team when it's like week 4, week 3.
We got the line this week. It should be an easy dub, but we have our entire defensive line out now because Jalen Ferguson had a positive COVID test. So
yeah, I mean, the injury bug, it kills. We got Gus Bus out, Dobbins out. You know, we have Nick Boyle coming back in a couple of weeks. And it's like, you know, look at all these rosters we named, like the Bucs, the Chiefs. Their rosters are like not. They don't really have much injury. Which, I mean, it's not really. I mean, like Brandon said, I don't know what the hell we're doing in practice. I don't know if we're going like full throttle, full pads, fucking terrorize everyone like in practice. But I don't know, man. It's just like, I mean, Saquon Barkley recovered from the same injury, you know what I'm saying? Like, and players, I mean, look at Adrian Peterson. He bounced back. So Dobbins, he's still young. I mean, I feel like, you know, so we should get him back next year. But it's just about that next man up mentality, man. Like, you know, rookies can shine. That's when Brendan's point from earlier, like, that's where these rookies can shine when just big players are out. I mean, we signed Le'Veon Bell. I mean, we got Devontae Murray. I mean, DeMarco, whatever, Devontae Murray, and then Freeman, the backup. And, my boy Tyson Williams.
Tyson Williams, man. I'm a believer in that guy. He's got to limit the fumbles, though. The fumbles are a problem. That's it.
Right. And I mean, I feel like right now we're good handed with running backs. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he's on the practice squad, but I think he might get activated. But I mean, the Cowboys. I mean, they got like Zeke Elliott. I mean, they got
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard. Got excited. Lamb. They got Lamb.
I'm so excited. Everybody hates on the Cowboys. And listen, I'm not a stereotypical fan where it's like, we're going to the championship every year. But you know what I do like? I do like that we expect that. I do like that we expect it from ourselves. I like the one thing I like about Jerry Jones is that he expects to be great, even when they're working with not much. I think the defense need to be better. We hung in there with my opinion, the best team in the NFL at the Bucks. We should have won that game, honestly, if Greg Zerloin isn't a bum, for crying out loud. This new taunting crap is really annoying to me because they're kind of making the game less fun. But hey, if that's gonna be your emphasis on the year, third down zone, Bucks make a stop. The linebacker almost picks off the ball, but then he misses the interception, rips off his helmet, slams it on the ground. If that's not taunting, I don't know what is. It's literally in the rules. You can't take your helmet off in the game, like on the field, unless there's a timeout. Otherwise, you got to come out for a play, and it's a penalty. You can't do that. You absolutely cannot slam your helmet on the field. This guy does both. All right, we should have had another chance right there. But regardless of the fact, and then Tom Brady definitely intentional grounding down the line. In that fourth quarter bit, but of course the GOATs, so I'm not too mad there. Greg Zerloin, you freaking bum. We should be 2-0. We should be contending this year. Our defense needs to get better, so that's why until that defense gets better, I will not say that we're going for a championship. But let's be honest, the only thing that offense really needs is Zeke to get going. They have all the pieces. I would like a slightly better tight end, but that's me nitpicking because we have 3 legitimate options at wide receiver, one top 5 running back in the league in Zeke Elliott when healthy. He needs to get it going, though. He really needs his stuff together. But Tony Pollard is a solid backup. Offensively, we're looking great. Until we get the defense, I will not sit here and say that the Cowboys are competing for a championship. But we should win the NFC East. We should go decent into the playoffs. I'm predicting us with a second-round knockout this year. What else is new? That's been my life story watching the
Yeah, so there's like a few more topics for tonight in NFL. What do you think about Chicago, man? Should they obviously Justin Fields is starting this week because of Dalton injury, but overall, do you think that not the injury? Do you think that talking about your point, Brandon, from earlier, like how these rookies should get their shot, how it's easier in the NBA for rookies to get their shot than the NFL? Do you think that the Matt Nagy should have started? So even though he could have got hurt, or do you think that, with these young quarterbacks like Trey Lance and like all these other quarterbacks, do you think they should start right away? Do you think they should learn behind?
Well, first off, let me just say that Justin Fields shouldn't even be in Chicago. All right. The fact that the San Francisco 49ers passed up on him is absolutely ridiculous. He should have been the third quarterback off the draft this year. Dare I say he should have been number 2. He's playing at Ohio State. He played bigger games. And the kid from BYU who threw a slightly better ball. Okay, that's fine. 1 AA, right? Came out of North Dakota State, I believe. You know who else came out of North Dakota State? Carson Wentz. All right, Carson Wentz is all right, but injury prone now. He's glass. I don't think Trey Lance is going to be better than Justin Fields. If I have Justin Fields, it depends on my O-line on whether or not I'm starting him. I don't trust that Chicago O-line. I've never trusted the Chicago O-line. You guys remember Jay Cutler back there? Jay Cutler, every time they played the Giants, he ended up with 4 concussions a game. I don't even know how that guy was allowed to be out there. Chicago constantly just gets their quarterbacks killed. I don't know why they're not focusing more on getting better O-linemen in there, drafting O-linemen. But yeah, if I'm Chicago, I'm mixing it in. I don't want to take away the kid's confidence, but I don't want him getting injured, so I understand Dalton for a little bit, but they should have just went with Justin Fields if they were going to cut it that short. I don't know. What are you trying to do? You got to establish what you're doing for the year. You're competing. If you're competing, you absolutely take the shot with Justin Fields. If you're trying to get better pieces and bring it in, then yeah, you go with Dalton because you want to lose games. Obviously, it's not really a great quarterback. I'm not sold on the red rifle. Never really was, and quite frankly, I really think that Justin Fields is going to be just fine, but they need to protect him. They can't waste Khalil Mack's years. Got to figure out what they're doing.
I agree, man. I agree. And if you have anything to say, with these young quarterbacks, man, do you think that, if you're a head coach of a team and you want to, and you're like Chicago's on a win first, I guess. Like if you're a coach, like how do you feel if you have like a top 5, rookie quarterback, like what do you think, man? Like, are you starting that dude? Or are you like they did that with the with Mahomes? Sat him behind Alex Smith for a whole year, developed. So, are you really rushing to start your QB, or do you want to wait?
I was always a big proponent of let the guy sit and wait, let the guy learn, and it's generally more times than not the guy that sits and wait for even like half a year ends up being better. Mahomes, Lamar, first year he sat behind Joe Flacco for a little bit. Let's look at I'm trying to think of another one. I'm thinking like Josh Allen. Then Josh Allen not start until week 5, week 6. Aaron Rodgers, when he was with Brett Favre, he sat for it was almost 3 years. He sat behind Brett Favre, and then he became one of the greatest ever. And then Tom Brady, same Drew Bledsoe. We just passed the 20-year anniversary. Remember? Did you hear about that, guys? Was it Was it the 20-year anniversary of when Drew Bledsoe went down because of the stupid Jets? We hate the Jets. We always hate the Jets. Yeah, but Tom Brady, he sat behind Drew Bledsoe, who's arguably he was almost an MVP quarterback a couple of years. He was when Drew Bledsoe was man of those Patriots, he was phenomenal. He was a very good quarterback. No, Tony forget that.
Tony Romo had the same situation. We had Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe goes down around, I think it was like game 6 of the season. Tony Romo comes in off the bench. Goes, if he could have held the kick, they beat Seattle, he would have been a legend, man. Tony Romo was a solid quarterback. He was a top 10 quarterback in the NFL when he was playing. I know he gets a lot of hate because he was playing for Dallas, but like, look at the numbers, man. The guy has better numbers than Eli, who has 2 championships.
I think Drew Bledsoe passed along the injured quarterback curse to Tyrod Taylor. The guy who gets injured and his backup comes in, absolutely outshines him.
I think Drew Bledsoe was just passing up. He was just passing on way too much information to let these guys succeed.
Yeah,
giving them veteran tips. Just giving them veteran tips like, hey, kid, I'm going to be around here for a little bit, but like, I'm going to give you the information. Here's the keys to win for this way. When I decide to hang it up, you can take over. Little Disney knows. Boom, taking hits, and he gave the keys too early. These guys are shining out here. Tom Brady, the GOAT. Tony Romo became a top 10. They both cost him his job. Sayonara, man.
And now look at Tyrod Taylor. He did it with Josh Allen. Then he did it with Baker. And then I think he did it with Herbert with the punctured lung. And now look, we got the GOAT Davis Mills coming in. What's Davis Mills going to be doing now that Tyrod Taylor's battled hamstring injury?
I don't even know. I don't know who Davis Mills is, man.
Did you watch the game last night? Carolina versus Houston?
I fell asleep, man.
My boy Davis Mills started with Houston Texans.
Yeah, boy. I don't know. I don't know who he is, though. I don't know, man.
Dude, I woke up and saw McCaffrey went down again. That was my first draft in fantasy. I am so mad.
I was going against DJ Moore too. DJ Moore killed me last night.
DJ Moore was only supposed to go for I think it was like 13 points. He ended up getting me like 26. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, DJ Moore killed me, so. Your misery, your pain, your joy was my misery. So
yeah, but I was expecting like 3, and I got 6. So it balances out, and then he's out for X amount of weeks. What else is new? Because he can't stay healthy. I don't know if he's the best running back anymore because the best ability is availability, and it was the right move, and it just shot me in the foot, or shot me in the leg at Plaxico Burress. Haha.
Oh man, no, but like I feel like it's still kind of early to make our, because anything can happen in these couple of weeks, and plus, like, we have, I think the Lions and Broncos, which, the Broncos with Teddy Bridgewater, he's doing this thing too in Bronco Nation. But I think we're like, I'm happy that the football is back, and, Sunday, but the only problem is since I'm in Jersey, I can't watch the Adam Market Ravens game. So
I got it on my phone. I watched it.
Oh, you just watch on your phone?
Yeah.
Well, thank God we got some national televised games this year because
it won't be long until the NFL is going to be going on streaming services. So we'll finally be able to enjoy.
Oh, you
games.
think so? They're gonna. Is that like a deal they're making there?
Yeah,
Something like
We're
that?
already talking about it.
The TV contract with DirecTV is going to be gone in 2 years, I think.
Because the
Oh,
NFL,
why
I
would
think.
they re-up? Why would they re-up? No one buys fucking cable anymore. They're gonna
Yeah,
go.
because the NFL Sunny Ticket. That's on DirecTV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why they're selling the product to other streaming services. Like I know Amazon TV picked up a couple of Thursday games. Dude, just make it like have your own streaming site. Sell it for X amount of money. Everybody's gonna buy it no matter what you say.
NFL streaming. I would definitely buy the NFL streaming service.
That's what I'm saying. Like just do like basically. I don't know if you guys watch like pro wrestling. I watched like a little bit. I know WWE's got that whole vault thing. Show the live games, the live events, and put all your documentaries, all the other stuff on there. Like, just have content. I don't know why the NFL just doesn't have their own content on their own site already. I don't know why all leagues don't. This is absolutely absurd for crying out loud.
Yeah, just like Anthony said, like we are moving away from like the cable TV. We're using like Hulu. I think Hulu has live sports. Amazon.
They've only said it 1,000 times a day.
According to Baker Mayfield, I'm pretty sure Hulu has live sports.
I think Joel Embiid also asked it. Never shut up about it. We get it. You got live sports. Congratulations. If these sports league, I understand that they're making crazy amount of money signing with like these distribution deals. But I gotta wonder, dude, if you're getting the advertisement because you're the NFL, people are still gonna go with you. Why not offer your own streaming site? People are gonna sign up. You don't really need these deals. You can generate your own money. It's just whether or not you want to, handle it. I guess they don't want to handle it themselves. I don't know, man, but
right.
The problem is the TV contracts are what gets them the money.
True.
That's where they make their money. That's what like Jerry Jones like.
Yeah, but they could get it.
Those advertisement revenue with the TV deals is like they get like $1 billion on the last TV deal.
They got an absurd amount. I forget what the exact number was, but
yeah.
You don't think that they're going to make up that revenue in advertisement on their own platform? Who wouldn't want to advertise with the NFL? They could set the price and do whatever they want with it.
Yeah. Then what are you going to do for local games? You're still broadcasting local games on TV?
I don't know, man. I mean, I would just have like access. I would just personally do it all through the site. Like, just make it.
You have to pay for every single out-of-market game to get your local games, or do you just want to let the local games play on the streaming service? You can pay, or you can just get the streaming service and then watch the local games.
I feel like they should do what the NBA does, like with NBA whatever league pass. I mean, have a subscription for the year. Freaking, I don't know about $100 a year.
Are they doing that with the NFL? I think they have something similar, but
like NFL Red Zone.
No, it's not Red Zone. It's season ticket, NFL season ticket. Can you get a free game on that?
I mean that's on DirecTV.
Yeah, so it should just be like its own thing, man.
Like that's not fair, man. Like I'm on Xfinity and I can't get nothing, man. Like all I get is like the freaking poor ass Giants and Jets.
Yeah, and then you'll sometimes get like the Cowboys game at 4:00.
Yeah,
or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers playing at 4:00.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Buccaneers play the Falcons, and whoop you do. Like I'm trying to see Lamar, man.
Well, Lamar's played on primetime the first 2 weeks, so you've been lucky to see those games.
Right.
This week you guys to play the Jared Goff and the Lions, so.
Yeah, we gotta beat them, but I mean. Like we'll see with our D line, man. We'll see how they do, man. Like, we'll see,
fellas. We'll see, man.
Great week of football ahead. Great basketball coming ahead. MLB playoffs coming around the corner.
Playoffs.
We got everything coming up.
Shit, I wish we could fit everything on one podcast, but I feel like we should wrap this up, fellas.
Sure, man. Let's up real quick. Yeah. Big J, what is your predictions for the Ravens this year? Anthony, are they going to be competing with KC? What do you think your guys' team's going?
I think they're going to be – it was 17 games, right, this year? So 12 and plus 5. 12 and 5. I think 12 and 5 is a good number. I think Cleveland's probably going to go like 14-3. So we won't win the division, but I think it's going to be very tight race. Ravens will definitely get a wild card. Maybe win a playoff game or two, and then that'll probably be it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a tie between, or we're gonna be fighting for a division spot, with the Chiefs and the Ravens and Browns. Steelers are, they gotta figure that out with Big Ben and
TJ Watt's
and,
hurt, too.
yeah, Watt's hurt, big addition on the defense side. He's hurt, and the Bengals are kind of like they got Burrows, but they ain't doing really nothing right now. But then again, I could be wrong, and because the season's still early. But I feel like I agree with Ant, like a 12-5, 12-4 season, and I would say, I definitely want to see that Kansas City Chiefs Baltimore playoff game that everyone wants to see. But I know we got over that, like just like Lamar said, we got over that hump, that monkey on our back. It was about 1 point, 36-35. We're not gonna say we beat the Chiefs by 1 point, but I feel like we can. I feel like we can have a winning season. We just gotta get our players back. Bateman back. I want to see him perform. Boyle, our lead blocking tight end, is coming back. He can catch the ball in the. See Lamar. Like the thing with the Ravens is we love our tight ends, man. Lamar loves throwing the ball to the tight ends. Like Mark Andrews was our leading receiver last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Up with the Marquise Brown. And we love that three triple threat tight end, Boyle, Andrews, and I think we had Pitta or whoever when he was on the team, whatever. And we love the tight ends, but like I see the Ravens getting past like the wild card, and then who knows from there, man. Lamar, he has to he hears it. He hears the haters talking. He hears that shit, man. Like he hears that. And the thing that I like about Lamar is during that podcast, he's very humble. He doesn't look past the playoffs. He's focused on one game at a time, from week to week. He's not looking past any other game. So I feel like I see them doing good. So we'll see for sure.
Before we wrap up, just want to say one thing. Yankees are beating the Red Sox 7-0. So
let's go.
7. I thought it was like 7-3.
Oh, no, 8-3. It's 8-3 actually. Sorry.
Oh, 8. Don't think yourself, man. 8-3.
The Red Sox scored 3 runs in the 6th, but the Yankees scored a run in the 7th.
Let's go. All right, fellas. Well, I am Big J, Jordan Jean Louis. That's my real name. We got Brandon, Big Maz, and Big Ant. How do you say your last name? Cafone with an F. Cafone. Yep. And the JJ Sports Talk Show. We have a lot more to talk about on our episodes. But thanks for tuning in. And please like and subscribe to the show, and like and support us, man. So, all right, y'all. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's been a pleasure.
Hey, Jay,
thanks for being
really love it here. This is awesome.
Yeah,
great
man.
experience.
We're gonna be a good team together. For the future, man. I like this team we have.
Just building the roster, baby. You know what to do.
Yes. So, hey, man, I'm looking to have guest appearances, some athletes, maybe some coaches. Maybe we can get them on the podcast.
We'll see what we can do. We'll work it out, man. We're gonna have big things to come. This is looking like a solid squad right here.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what goes here at JJL Sports Talk.
Did I cut out? Sports talk. The sports. Dot. That's all good, man.
I said here at JJL Sports Show, but I don't know if it came through.
Oh no, I don't think it came through, but no. Man. So all the supporters, man, just keep on tuning in. We got some more coming up, so tune in, man. Tune in.
Later, guys.
Back with another one soon.